Welcome in, everyone, to another session with the Second Chances. Before we get started here, as always, we'd like to give some thank yous out to, first, Critical Role. Without them, we would be in a homebrew setting instead of the wonderful and fantastic Exandria, and it would probably be okay, but I much prefer being here in Wildemount. Also to Reliquary Records. They provide all the music that you will hear tonight. And I don't know why I act like there was a third one. There isn't. That's all of the thank yous. So with that, we will talk about what happened last time. The Second Chances have wrapped up their last big quest, retrieving the Heart of Icarus and returning it to the Cerberus Assembly and learning that a malevolent fiend known as the Plague of Eyes has somehow escaped his tomb and is out there in the world, probably causing some type of mischief, and now has his eyes set firmly on the Second Chances, as they have came across his site a couple times now. Once back in Rex and Trim, they went around and did some errands, got some quest rewards, and started to prepare to head out to Zadash so that Rosalind could look into her blood curse, but before they could leave, Leo went to check in on his sister and found that their home had been broken into or raided and thrown, and there was no sign of Halesna anywhere to be found. So, with that in mind, Leo, currently in your home right now by yourself, your friends off doing whatever it is that they were doing, what would you like to do?
I kind of want to investigate to see if there was like signs of struggle, if there's any kind of evidence I can pick up from who might have done this.
Go ahead and make a investigation roll. Also, for the players, if you don't already have it open, here is the... Oh, nope, not that one. Here are our party notes.
Thank you.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to put it there, just in case somebody ever wants to go back and specifically type out that exact thing and go in and mess with our party note. So,
that would be petty.
That would be
awesome.
Petty as hell, but I respect it.
Yeah, I would too. Like, I would respect that.
All right, what'd you get, Leo?
22.
You get a 22. That is very, very high. So the first thing that you notice is that, yes, obviously there was forced entry. The door frame has been broken. There doesn't seem to be any signs of struggle anywhere. Excuse me. It seems that... And nothing was taken either that you can find in there. In fact, you do actually find where Halesna kept the money. So however much money she had, just put Halesna's money somewhere, because I don't know how much money you gave her.
I've given her like 1,000 gold in the last 2 weeks.
So it's not quite that much because she's paid for stuff. We'll say that you find a stash of 300 gold. There's 300 gold that you find. So either they didn't find it or they weren't looking for valuables. But the fact that every single room has been tossed also tells you that if they were coming here for a specific person, they wouldn't maybe not necessarily do that. It definitely strikes you as though they were looking for information. With a 22, you do also notice in Halesna's room that one of the windows is open. Only by like a couple inches, but still a bit odd for the fact that maybe she wasn't home when this happened.
I go over and open the window and look out.
Yep, so looking out the window, there isn't a whole lot back there. There's like maybe a 5-6 foot gap before the next building starts, and you are at the second story. But it's possible someone skilled enough could shimmy down from this window to get into the alleyway below.
I'm gonna do that.
Roll an acrobatics check.
15 plus 5.
Able to easily do so, and you're pretty sure that your sister's no pushover either. She's not necessarily the adventuring type, but she does have some skills. She knows how to look out for herself.
I'm gonna look around to see if there's any tracks to.
Back here,
Fine.
there isn't, unfortunately. Now living in a better neighborhood than you did before. Even the alleyways here are like paved in cobblestone, so there isn't anything back here that you notice with or keen sense of investigation.
Is the alleyway blocked up, or is it like just a full alleyway? That
Full
goes all
alleyway
the way through?
goes both ways.
Okay, so one direction goes into what direction? Towards like the Flounder Pounder, and the other direction goes.
I mean, they
towards-
both go out to busier residential streets, but there isn't anything
that comes to mind.
Right?
where it,
Yeah,
like,
that
points
comes to
towards-
mind. Correct. It is opposite where the entryway to your building is. So if she had slipped out the back, if there was no one watching, it's possible she could have escaped.
The other thing is if I walk towards either of the streets, is there a manhole or something in the middle close by?
Nope. Nothing that would suggest to you that she could have slipped out to somewhere else besides just down the street someplace. What's your passive perception?
That would be a 18.
Okay, as you are down here kind of looking around, you do hear something back up in your home, in your apartment now. Like someone's shuffling through stuff in there.
I'm gonna try to sneak up the side of the building.
You want to head back
To the
up
window.
inside through the window? Go ahead and make another acrobatics check for me.
It's a 14 plus 5.
Okay. So with a deft movement of the analog stick to the right and left and a perfectly timed double-A jump, you wall hop from side to side, back up into the window, grabbing a hold of the ledge, and peeking up into your sister's room. And you see a child who seems to have maybe followed you in from outside, who kind of seem to be looking around. Not really like going through stuff, stepping over some things, kind of bumping into stuff, but seems to be just sort of surveying inside like he's looking for something.
Has he seen me yet?
He has not.
I'm gonna pop in and like grab him.
Okay. As you do, he screams for a moment before realizing and recognizing you, and you then recognize him as well. This is Renan. He is a kid that you recognize from the Mudtop Ward, who lived around where you and your sister and Triv did for a while.
What are you doing here, kid?
I saw you come in here, so I had to come in. I had to give you a letter. Your sister gave it to me and told me to watch for you.
Thank you.
You set him
Just
down.
sit here. Yeah, I'll set him
Okay,
down.
yeah.
Wait right here for a second, though.
Okay, and he reaches into his pocket and takes out a letter and just kind of holds it, waiting.
Grab it and read it.
You don't want to do anything else first?
Do what else first?
I thought you told him to wait a minute. I thought you were going to do something. If not, no
no,
problem.
I was gonna read it and. like, talk
Okay.
to him
Okay.
afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, reading it. It is from your sister. You recognize her handwriting, and it reads, "Leo, probably already seen. Someone broke into our place. They didn't seem to want to take anything, which means they were coming for me, you, or Triv. I got a letter from someone in Zadash called the Gentleman, telling me that Triv is okay but can't be moved. That we should either send someone to get her, or she would be good to go on her own in a few weeks. Not sure how long you'd be gone, so I thought it best to travel to Zadash myself. I've used some of the money to hire protection. If you can, meet me at Bale's Ale and Bale Tavern and Inn. Signed, your sister."
And I looked down to the kid. Did she pay you?
For what?
For giving me the letter?
No, but she pays my parents. She moved us up here from the Mudtop Ward with you guys. We live across the street now.
Okay. Do you know if your parents are paid up for the month or so?
He shrugs.
All right. And I pull out Hosna's money, and I pull out like 50 gold for the kid. Okay. 5 of this is for you personally to go buy some treats and shit, but keep this on the down low. And the rest is for your parents, just in case we don't make it back in like a month or so.
His eyes kind of go wide as he takes the gold from you, and he kind of waits for a moment, nods excitedly, and then turns to run out the door and like trips over a broken chair leg and just face plants on the ground.
I run over to help him.
He gets back up and kind of dusts himself off. He's like, yeah?
One more thing. If you can, just like watch the house a little bit. Don't like come in. Just if you see anybody come in and out, that's not me, Helesna, or Triv. Just keep note of that and let me know when I come back.
Okay. Nobody sees me. I'm invisible. He takes off running again.
And then pocket the letter and find a way to prop up the door again. Kind of like put a chair up against it so it looks like it's still closed because I don't have time to fix it. And I'm going to pop out the window.
Okay. Easy enough. So, I assume from there you're heading back to the Flounder Pounder?
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you, I believe, were either sort of getting general supplies or were also heading back to the Flounder Pounder at some point.
Yeah, I think Leo was the last one who was still out because we were all heading back.
So we'll say that by about mid-afternoon, sort of like 5-ish, one by one throughout 3 to 5-ish, you all slowly begin to gather back up at the Flounder Pounder, with Leo being the last one to join you.
I kind of look pissed off.
Roz glances up from dinner.
Is everything all right?
My sister's fine, but my house got broke into.
Oh no.
Oh.
Did they take anything?
No. That's the strange thing.
Did they break anything?
The door
Dicks.
doesn't work anymore. And everything's just torn about, so
But
I have to wonder.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say I have to wonder who might have done this, though. I have a feeling it might have been something we forgot to do, Roz.
Rosalind glances over and thinks about that for a moment.
Oh.
I wouldn't say I forgot. I don't know if that's the word I would use, but yeah, that might be it.
At about this time, you all notice a figure coming down from upstairs, the stairs in the Flounder Pounder. Younger elven girl, pale skin, ears are kind of sharp into a point with almost silver-like hair. A odd resemblance both to Maeve and to Rosalind.
Do I recognize who that is?
And they walk up to the table.
I will look at them. Her?
Miss? Oh. Kieran?
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry, I kind of forgot to tell you guys, but yeah, it's me.
Oh.
You look great.
Yeah.
And that's not just to be
Thank you.
self-aggrandizing.
Self-aggrandizing. I was gonna say she looked like me, or yeah, they looked like me.
No, they look like me. Anyway, it's not important. Okay, so
Is there a symbolism here we should be aware of?
pardon my asking if this is offensive. Still Kieran then?
Or yeah, what? How would you like us to call you?
Yeah, Kieran, if it pleases you.
What pleases you is the question.
Yeah, that's really all that matters.
I will also add too, the more you talk to Kieran in this form, and like the longer you look at this form, there is something, you can't quite put your hand on it, but there is something a little uncanny valley about it. Like, the longer you look, the kind of weirder it is. And this goes for everybody, not just Rosalind and Maeve.
Well.
Kieran, are you in a feminine shape? Did I hear that right? Okay. Kieran, for a while we've been using they, he pronouns for you. Do you want us to change that?
Honestly, I'm sort of still figuring some things out, but
Yeah.
honestly, I don't really have a preference towards either. So, but I appreciate you asking. Sorry, is this too much?
No.
No, I mean, this is part of your figuring out. Right? I mean, it's...
What Maeve said.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
still Karen, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of thought of a new name. I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet because I know that we've met some folks and I've clearly introduced myself as Kieran, so I'm fine if you guys call me Kieran. But maybe to not confuse others who, don't really know my secret and whatnot. They can call me Gliss.
Gliss?
Gliss.
Mhm.
That's pretty. I like that.
Gliss,
Thank you.
do you have like longer hair?
I have sort of medium-ish sort of hair. It's like silvery blonde.
Gliss, do you want me to do your hair like mine? I don't know if you remember, but Maeve has her hair in like almost like Nordic style braids, going across the side and into a ponytail.
I love the idea that, like, you and Roz are gonna, like, fight over who she's, like, more alike.
This is my kid.
Okay, out of character, our kid.
This
I
is
saw the
Gliss, and I
symbolism.
only got her today, but if anything happens to her, I will kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Pretty much.
And that was
I
Lily in last
specifically
night's
told
game.
Robbie that I wanted to look like Maeve and Roz's love child.
I love it. I love it so much. Because at first I was like, "What's happening here?" And then when I realized it was you, I was like, "Oh, aw, that's really cute." So yeah. Anyway, she offers to do your hair if you accept.
Oh, actually, that would be kind of great. I haven't been feminine in some time, I suppose.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want it out of your face or just something pretty?
something pretty.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt or anything like that. It seemed. Is everything okay, Leo?
Well, why don't you
Uh,
sit down and Leah will explain, and then I will do your hair.
Leo, if you're talking, we don't hear you.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just me.
Leo?
No, I don't hear.
Oh, okay. No, okay.
No,
I see it.
he is talking. It's just not coming through for some reason. Try
okay.
popping in and out of Discord, see if that helps.
It's weird.
Yeah, that it just cut out randomly like that. That's
Yeah.
very strange. Nope, still can't hear you, buddy.
Doesn't
Yeah.
sound good. The noise I hear isn't a good noise.
Yeah.
Let me just do this really quick. Up into whispers, back down here. Leo? If you have
Hopefully
to,
his mic
if you
didn't
yeah,
die.
if you have to do like a quick reboot or reset or something, go ahead. We'll be here.
Can you hear me now?
Now
Yes.
we can.
Now we hear
Yes. Yep.
Okay, give me a second to reset my sound settings. My Blue Yeti somehow fucking just went wonky.
No problem. Leave Hermia, are you here at this time, or would you like to be somewhere else or doing something different?
No, I'll be I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm there,
Oh.
I guess.
Okay.
What I said before my mic wanted to be a piece of shit was I hand the letter to everybody and let them read it.
Ooh.
So I guess our next stop is Zadash.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Bye.
That's where I had to go too.
Mm-hmm.
My sister
yeah.
and Triv are there, and this is the second time we've heard about the gentleman, I believe.
Yes, can anyone remind me who the gentleman was? It is escaping my memory.
The orc lady from the Adrian Adventurers Guild said that the gentleman was the one who contracted Triv to find a missing persons.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that was the reason why I wanted to go to Zadash anyway, because Triv didn't.
Come back.
Yeah, and now we know why.
It says here, send someone to get her. She'll be good to go on her own in a few weeks, and she can't be moved. Sounds like some serious injuries.
I don't think it's injuries. I think it's more like logistics.
Oh.
For safety and traveling.
She probably got in with the wrong crowd, like the Myriad.
Great.
Gentlemen.
Oh.
So
Alright.
hopefully what we did in
Oh.
Bisay Tile hasn't made it down to Zadash yet.
Is it worth finding
Or
out?
not.
before we
Oh,
leave?
Desolo.
Right.
We could go send that letter that we were supposed to drop off.
Rosalind gives a somewhat distasteful look at that. I suppose we could.
The only other problem with that is we're kind of a week late on doing that, so I don't know how they'll react.
Yeah, I've never worked for any kind of crime syndicate. Do they usually get? Is it a better late than never sort of thing, or is it a don't bother sort of thing usually?
Yeah, good question.
Depends on who you work with.
I would say, Leo, based on what you know of... make a history check for me, actually.
That's not good. I think that's a 5 + 2. That is a 5 + 0.
Okay.
You're relatively sure the Myriad exists.
Yeah, you're not necessarily sure about like any of the actual leadership of the Myriad here in Rex and Trim. You've tried to stay as far away from that as you can for fear that word of where you are might make it back to your old friends in Shady Creek Run. But you're pretty sure that it's usually the that better late than never isn't really probably the way to go. They would have expected you to be a bit more punctual, and the fact that you took your sweet time is disrespectful.
So we've already disrespected them.
Let's not give them a reason to know where we are, I suppose.
Yeah.
Even if we kind of said, oh, well, we got stuck in the scary place, they wouldn't take that?
Oh, no. Like, they're all business. There's no caveats to have, so...
Awesome. They sound like cool people.
Sarcasm. I love it.
She just gives a nod. All right, then I guess we leave for Zadash in the morning.
I think that makes sense.
Yep. Has anyone talked with Zana about what we're going to be doing?
Roz casts a glance over at Kieran. At Gliss.
She may or may not be joining us in the morning. I kind of asked her to come along with us.
Rosalind gives you a very proud smile, Gliss.
Did the talk go well?
I think so. She said that if she wants to, she'll be here. So I guess we'll find out in the morning, but I hope she does.
I mean, we can stop by her place before we leave to give her one final chance if need be.
Makes sense.
But I was able to secure us a new cart and horses, so...
Excellent.
Oh, Ivory and Vanilla.
Well, I think there's a way we can make sure they return home.
I already got that covered.
Oh, that's
figured.
right. That's right.
Yes.
All right. Well then, I guess enjoy your drinks tonight because we hit the road for Zadash tomorrow.
And
Indeed.
as you are enjoying your drinks, Jeff actually comes over and goes, everyone, Roz, Maeve, Hermia, Leo, Leaf, new girl I don't know. A package came for you a little bit earlier today. Just noticed you were sitting here, so it's
perfect.
up in
Rosalind's so
Rosalind's.
excited.
I just put it in your room, Rosalind. You kind of feel like the leader of the group, so but here it came with this letter as well. So and then you watch as he kind of stops and stares at Kieran for a second before walking away. And as you all turn to look, you can see that despite Kieran smiling, one corner of her smile, her lip seems to have kind of gone numb or something and is kind of sagging a bit.
Kieran,
Is this hard
are
for
you okay?
Is this form hard to keep up? I say very quietly.
Sorry, it's not hard. It's just sometimes when I try to put a spin on a form that already exists, it doesn't come out perfect. Like, kind of like you're molding clay and
Oh.
you just
Got
do
it.
one thing wrong. I'm sorry. Is it terrible? I hide my face.
No.
I
It's
think
fine.
you just need practice. I mean, is copying full cloth easier?
Normally, yes. It's just easier to kind of
Ah.
just like, you know, copy and paste. Whereas it's just really hard to make anything that's original. So
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. And she'll tear open the letter and start reading it.
It is a letter from Elena explaining all of the gifts that have been given to all of you. So you now have your armor, your weapons, your cloaks, etc., etc., etc. And also mentions that since you have done such a great favor for the Empire and the Cerberus Assembly, if you plan to keep working out of Rexentrim, that she has set you up with a better place to stay than the Flounder Pounder, and you now have your own manor just outside of the Shimmer Ward, and it gives you an address.
Yo, working for the Cerberus Assembly has some perks.
I stare over your shoulder and go, oh, Zanda's gonna be pissed.
Oh. So yeah, she basically just reads the letter verbatim to everybody. Well,
I guess we're gonna be neighbors now.
My sister can take her to the place when we're out.
yeah, that's great.
Do you just volunteer your sister to be your maid?
Well, not my maid, but like that. I'm giving her a place that's better than where we're at.
All right, I like it. I'm gonna name my sword. I'm so excited.
All right, so with that, you can take the rest of the night to socialize or plan or get a good night's sleep, whatever it is that you want to do. If anybody would like to do anything specific before they go to bed, now's the time to say so.
I have a couple of nighttime activities I can do, but if anybody wants to chat, I am here.
Okay. Just an FYI, Kieran, Chris did have to leave. He's not feeling well, but I can be leave for you if you want.
no.
You're not my real Leaf.
It's not that. I just whenever
No,
it's like,
it's fine. It's fine. I get it. I'm a bad leaf, apparently. It's
just
fine.
I feel
fine,
no,
it's
it's not
fine.
that. I just feel bad when it's like I want to do a big like here in
Yeah.
Leaf RP and then like you know.
Yeah. I get it. You want the original Leaf to be able to hear it.
Okay. Well then, with that, all of you retire to your rooms for the night. Yes, Kieran?
Sorry, I want to talk to Gil.
Sure. Okay, so you head back to your room, make sure the door is locked, and pop on in the card box. And as you do, you find the interior is a bit different than anything you've seen even before, even when you come to sort of expect kind of weird things from Gil. But it seems to be set up like a barbershop. There are several empty chairs. Gil is sitting in one with another Gil behind him, kind of going through with a comb and like doing little, snip, snip, snip. And you watch as he's looking at me. He's like, it's too short. You're screwing it up again. So just back away for a minute, all right? And you watch as he pulls his hands down his hair and it grows back out. Try again. Maybe in a moment you have company. And you watch as one Gil walks back through a curtain. He turns towards you. Ah! Kieran! Are you in your new form?
Yes.
Welcome. Sorry, I wasn't expecting you. This is interesting. You could probably use a bit more if you want to be able to do more custom forms without the little flaws, I'd always just teach you magic to do it.
I think that would be helpful. I just don't know if I have some time tonight. We have a big thing in the morning, so I don't want to take too much of your time. And I kind of sit down in one of the chairs and I say, "Could I actually?" And if he'll let me, will he let me touch his hair?
Sure. He kind of like, as you kind of walk up to touch it, he kind of does a little bit of like and then was like, all right, let's see where this is going then.
I'm not going to do the fancy braid that Maeve did. Just a simple one.
Okay, like as you talk to him, or?
Mhm.
Okay.
No.
So, how have things been with the leftovers since, they discovered your thing?
It's been good. Actually, they're being really supportive, and I actually feel okay right now.
That's good, but don't let your guard down. You know how people can be, so long as your
No, I know.
goals are aligned.
I know. That's why I kind of wanted to sit down and ask you something.
Sure, but you know what? He kind of pushes you back and just pulls his hair back out. Actually, sit down and do it. You're terrible at this.
Okay. So I've been thinking, and I think it's like you've always said. There's always room for improvement. That I could always do much better at, everything. And I think that perhaps it would be helpful if I sought some mentorship from some of the others. Not in magic, not in anything like that, but I think that Zana and Roz and Leo and the rest of them can teach me things in the way of fighting. Does that make sense?
He kind of takes a look at you and seems to be thinking long and hard on your words. Then he reaches out and he takes one of your hands. As great as I am, and as many powers as I have given you, and will continue to gift to you, obviously, being stuck in here, there is a limit to what I am able to impart upon you as far as my wisdom goes. So, yes, learn all that you can from them. After all, you are a puppet that needs to learn how to do different things, how to mimic different people and their skills, so that one day, when you complete your tasks for me and you get your final wish, I can help make you into a real boy, so that you don't have to pretend like this anymore.
I know, and I'm excited. I am. We're so close.
Well,
closer
we
than
are
we
still
have been.
2 items away, but sure, you're getting closer.
Yeah, I also wanted to ask if you'd be able to, if we could start up lessons again. I think that as much as I care for them, I did let my guard down and they found out.
Well, I'm here whenever you want to pop in and take lessons.
Okay. And then I kind of stand up from the chair. I'm like, do you like my new braids? Kind of twirl around.
Yeah, they're great.
Oh.
Well, screw him. I think.
So then I just kind of sheepishly like pat my hair. Okay, well.
Look, it's.
Good night.
Don't take it personally. It's not like she does that for a living. Go to a proper salon and have them do it. Paying for stuff is always better than having your friends do it.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Gil.
You're very
Have a
welcome,
good night.
Kieran. You as well. All right, and with that, you hop back out. Isn't Gil just the best, everybody?
So mean.
I don't think I liked a single word that was said in there.
No, it's
He
pretty,
makes
it's
me want
bad.
to become a serial killer. Jesus.
Jesus.
Well, just for him, right?
Yeah, just for him. But
Just a killer for him.
I need to learn how to be a better puppet so I can make you a real boy. First of all, don't talk about my little sister that way. I'll kick your ass.
Someday, hopefully. All right, so with that, everyone prepares for bed. And that night, can everyone please roll a... Actually, no. Well, we're gonna save this. We're gonna save this one. The night passes by pretty uneventfully for everyone. But Maeve, you are actually woken up a bit earlier in the morning than maybe you had anticipated. You're kind of starting to stir awake as the light sort of pours in through the curtains on you. And then suddenly you hear, Maeve? Maeve, are you in here? And you recognize Kaylin's voice.
Oh my god. Is he at the window?
As you look around, he's standing right in the middle of your room, and when he notices you're still in bed, he kind of turns around. Sorry, at that time, there's some differences where I'm at. I may have not carried the one properly. My apologies. I'm not actually here.
Not actually here. Okay. So you did not just break into my room. Got it.
No.
Good.
Nope.
Okay.
The magic thing, it's been a minute. He is not naked, Kieran. I just wanted to check in. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
This is awkward. I'm so sorry.
You know what? Turn around. Just give me a second, and we'll talk properly.
Yeah,
Sound good?
he's facing away still.
Luster's gonna go in front of him as if like watching him.
Yeah.
Be like, don't turn around to my mom.
Yeah, he waves like, hello, Luster.
Luster was at first kind of growling, but now he's nice. Anyway, Maeve gets dressed, and then we'll sit on the bed. Okay, we're good. You can turn around again.
Turns back around, blushing a little bit. My apologies. From the bit that we spent together, you were a bit of an early riser, so I thought I had timed it correctly. Actually, just over the Ashkeeper Mountains as of this morning towards Jorhas, and thought that I would see how you and the rest of the Second Chances have been doing.
Yes, well, I mean, regardless of the time, it's good to see you. And yes, quite a bit has happened.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't like the tone of your voice. Is this bad things have happened?
Well, I suppose you should be made aware. How much do you know of the Plague of Eyes?
Do a history check.
Karen.
It's a tale that has come across before. It's something I've been meaning to look into and do my own research on, as it seems like it could be something rife for inspiration, considering my craft, but not much beyond hearing the name.
Well, I'm sure you will get inspiration soon. She'll kind of briefly go over what happened. I can't think of anything we're gonna hide because he kind of knows what we're doing.
Okay.
So she'll kind of go through and explain it.
Well, I'm glad that all of you are safe then, and you were able to handle that.
Yeah.
Quite formidable. Obviously, I've seen it firsthand, but that's even being locked in a tomb is even a bit much, even for my tastes.
We were lucky. Zana was able to find us a way out, thankfully, and here we are in Rexentrum.
Zana, she's the 7th member of the group that was chosen by the Oracle. She's traveling with you now, then?
Well, it's complicated. I think she wants to, but I don't think she feels like she should yet. I'm getting the sense that when it comes to friendship, she's still in the learning phase, if that makes sense.
As someone who often travels alone and has few friends myself, I understand it.
Well, hopefully we are getting a little bit closer to melting the ice, so to speak. But yes, she's a member and she's with us for big missions. But I think she's still trying to figure out her place amongst us.
So, do you all know what's next for you? I should hopefully be hitting Rosanas here within, I don't know, another week or so, perhaps.
Where is that?
In the Jorhasian. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm over in the Jorhas Empire. Just as I said, crossed the. Actually, it's the Ashkeeper Peaks, right? Got the mountain wrong.
Might have been gone to the Dunrock Mountains to get there.
Yes, Ashkeeper might actually be in. Nope.
It's just
it is.
further south.
It is. I think technically all of these are considered Ashkeeper, but yeah. So I just past the Ashkeeper Peaks. I'm in the Broken Vale Marsh now, but not sure how long it'll take me to get there. From what I've been hearing, there has been some unrest within the dynasty. But anyway, I have a friend who should be in Rosanna by now, so I'd mentioned them back up in Odeslo, so still looking to hopefully meet up with them and check out the Barbed Fields myself for the first time.
What are those?
The Barbed Fields was the final battleground between the Prime Deities and the Betrayer Gods back at the end of the Calamity. They say that nothing grows there anymore. There is, I believe, a tree that the Wild Mother is said to have planted out there that at night the plant life grows out of, but during the day recedes back in. I believe her plan was perhaps to have helped to repopulate the fields, but the destruction that was wrought there to this day, even some 1,000 years later, still taints a lot of that land.
Tragedies up your alley.
Indeed.
Well, actually, where we are going is relevant. The next time I saw you, I promised Roz I would talk to you about something.
Oh.
How much do you know about Kalishtar's?
Not much, I'm afraid. Here in Exandria, on Wildemount specifically, well, I don't doubt that they exist, obviously, as Rosalind is one. They're talked about more like, I don't know if folklore is the right terminology for it, but they are connected to the dream plane in some way, and so not much, unfortunately.
Well, you may not know about this then, but it's maybe something you might know around. Apparently in her family, there is a specific disease that is only seen in Kalishtar called blood rot.
Oh, a disease of the blood. That may be more up my alley then.
Right. That's why I said I would mention it. All I know about it is once you reach the age of 20, you need to start testing, and when your blood starts being black and sludgy, then you have maybe 1 to 2 years left.
Sounds terrible.
Yes, indeed. She doesn't know if she has it. Something that I think her biological parents had passed away from it, so there is a chance she has it. And she did recently get tested for, diseases and things like that by a priest, but it was kind of inconclusive. So,
Well, unfortunately, from here, there's not much I can do, but I have recently cured lycanthropy. So, next time we have a chance to meet in person, or if I were to be able to get a fresh sample of her blood, I could take a look. Nothing that I could guarantee.
got it. We are going to Zadash. There is apparently a doctor, someone there that knows a bit more about Kalishtar biology, if I recall. We're going to Zadash for 2 reasons, actually, so that will be one of them. But I will let her know. Perhaps there's a way we can send you something. But I'm happy for the little boy. Where is he living now?
Well, I told you last we spoke that Etrakal took
Right,
him
that's
in, and I believe Amra, one of the Ring of Three, took him in. He is
That's
cured of lycanthropy, won't turn into a werewolf on a full moon or anything. But unfortunately, there were a few side effects. He has some vaguely canine features,
Mhm.
which, knowing what we know about society, they will never let him forget as he's growing up, but it's better than the alternative.
It is. Well, may he be. Hopefully, they are already well aware of that, and he won't come into further ostracization. That's not a way that he should grow up.
Well, my traveling party here is getting ready to set out, Maeve, so I just wanted to check in.
Oh, yes,
I
of course.
wish, of course, you and Second Chances good luck and peace in your travel, and I will try to keep my ear to the ground about this plague of eyes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Be careful, as my people say, if you're going to those barbed fields. Even though the Crawling King should be locked away, watch for his mouth. But otherwise, safe journey and peaceful travels to you as well.
Of course. And goodbye to you as well, Lester. And he vanishes.
Lester's like,
All right, Lester. Let's. No, I'm going back to sleep after that.
All right, so one by one, you all begin to gather downstairs.
So this day, I think, marks our completion of our full month. We've been in Exandria now for a month, right?
You know what?
I think that's
You
the
are
day.
on the 27th. Technically, it's a month and a day. Yesterday was
Month
the
and a
month
day.
mark, so yeah.
So Rosalind's just going to be a few minutes late down for breakfast this morning, as she's going to allow herself a couple minutes of being homesick and struggling a little bit. She feels like she's earned it. So
Is
He's
she,
probably one of the first people down. But
is she crying?
yeah. So she wakes up kind of. She didn't dream. She never really dreams, and she can't, except for when Shadow decides to let her dream, apparently. And so she gets up, and it is kind of that first morning that it settles in. Like, I've been here for a month. Oh my gosh, and it's quiet in the morning. Really, really quiet. And at first it was kind of cool not having to share her headspace with somebody all the time, and now it's not as cool. Now it's really quiet. And yeah, she takes hold of her pillow for an extra few moments, and she does cry a little bit and just says, "Saris, please, you promised."
And you hear almost immediately in your head, soft, isn't it? Referring to your pillow, the bed that you're sleeping in.
Roz, no, she's already crying. So but she just kind of grumbles. Not now, Light.
I know you feel alone because you don't have your spirit watching your every move anymore.
It isn't that simple, okay? Like, Saris is part of me, right? Like, they made me strong.
That's false, Rosalind. Saris made you more effective. You're a sister of the moons. You were always strong. And in Saris's absence, you will learn to grow stronger and become more effective on your own.
She's conflicted because she just wants like 5 minutes to cry. But like, that said, you don't get a whole lot of reachings out from Light, so I appreciate that, Light. I really do. I'm just
Loneliness. Of all the adversity you've faced, you're going to let loneliness bring you to your knees? I'm here. I don't always talk because you don't always need to hear it. But I do. I hear it all. You're in Shadow's thoughts more often than she will ever admit. And our mothers, your Uncle Levix, and 15 feet below you are 5 strangers who have put their lives in your hands.
Just miss them so much. Loneliness is the by nature being a Calistar, it's the only adversity I've never really had to face, I guess.
And you still don't. Saris was close to you and your ally. By all means, miss them. But save the tears. You have people all around you that love and depend on you. Not alone, and you never have been.
Roz takes a moment with that. And after a bit, she sits up and wipes tears out of her eyes. And she gets up and gets dressed and goes over to the wash basin in there and tries to wash her face enough that it won't show that she was crying. And she nods and she goes over and as she puts a hand on the doorknob, she says, Light, when I first learned about you, I wanted so badly to know the two of you, to be your little sister. I dreamt and I imagined like you were these amazing, perfect, the great saviors of the abyss. You were my heroes. Wrote stories about you. I drew little comics about your adventures when I was a kid. And I'm sorry. It wasn't right of me to put that on you. To carry those unrealistic expectations from my childhood and put them on you now. I know you're not perfect. That you and Shadow both have your own problems and things that you have to deal with that I'll never understand, no matter how hard I try. I know it's more complicated than being the great saviors of the abyss, or even Evelyn's daughters. But know this, Light. You are still my hero. And my big sister. And she'll open the door and go to head downstairs.
Get no reply, as usual.
Shocking.
Hermia, I assume you wake up a bit late, as
Why?
usual. Because Hermia likes sleeping?
I
She
mean,
not sleeping.
yeah, but you don't know.
Okay, are you up early or normal time or late?
Normal.
Okay. As you wake up and get dressed and pick up your sword to put it on your back, it speaks to you almost immediately. Hermia.
Yeah?
You can tell there's like some hesitation or maybe some embarrassment in the way that he hesitates. Tell me a story about your brother.
Why?
Because I just want to know about Leander.
His name isn't Leander.
Leander. knew that.
Why are you being weird?
Fine. You know what? Never mind. Go downstairs and eat breakfast.
Okay, I will. It's too early for this. Oh my God.
I would say that, Kieran, you probably hear this. I feel like you and Hermie are both kind of like up at the same time. You hear this being yelled like through the door or through the wall.
Hermione's just stomping down the stairs.
Oh my god.
Hermia? Are you okay?
Yeah. Just Chad's being weird, and I'm still
My
tired.
name's not Chad.
And now he's yelling at me. and it's
I'm not
too early.
yelling.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't we go downstairs?
Okay.
So all of you gather downstairs for breakfast in the morning.
I was about to say, I think Babe's the only one in a good mood this morning.
Roz is in a
Fine.
good mood.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Roz, you in particular notice something that immediately catches your eye and I think catches your heart and your throat a little bit as well. As you see a tabaxi with red hair sitting at the bar enjoying a coffee.
On seeing that, Roz has a quick moment of, like, indeed, her heart jumps up into her throat, like excitement runs through her, and then realization, and she settles herself back down, and she goes over. Good morning, Zana. How are you this morning?
This okay?
Rosalind nods. I told you it was.
If you change your mind, just say so.
Like I say, whatever helps. You got to do it for yourself. And she puts a hand on Mira's shoulder, which is
She flinches.
like, yeah, it's weird for Roz too, where she's like, that feels familiar. Anyway, no, and she brings her hand back. You're I take it that means you're going with us.
For now.
Good. Well, we're happy to have you along. Welcome to the Second Chances. She winks.
She rolls her eyes.
I'm still waiting on your verse for the song, by the way. I haven't seen it yet. Not
Keep
even a draft.
waiting.
She shrugs and goes over to the table and sits down to eat.
I don't know who's at the table, but when Roz sits down, Maeve will look to her. Roz, I have something I wanted to talk to you about real quick.
Sure.
Is Gliss here?
Yes.
Maeve's gonna turn to Gliss and go, Gliss, put a hand over your mouth.
Why?
Put a hand over your mouth.
I didn't do anything. What?
Not yet. Put a hand over your mouth.
Roz is getting more suspicious.
All right. Well, I managed to Kaylin talk to me today. Put a hand over your
Did
mouth.
he?
Put a hand over your mouth. Anyway, I mentioned about your condition. He doesn't
Mother
know.
Maeve, when did Kaylin talk to you?
This morning. Why do you ask?
In your
I
room?
have been down here since this morning when you came down. I did not see Kaylin.
He projected himself into my room this morning, a little early.
Bold
What?
of him.
Oh god.
Bliss cannot hold it in anymore, and then you hear old Kieran. I fucking knew it. I knew it.
I said
just
a
like,
hand over your mouth.
Sorry. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm mature now, and
Mhm.
you are free to have whatever relationships you please.
Is there a problem? Gliss? Okay.
No.
Okay. Anyway, yes, he, just like last time, he projected himself into my room. It's fine.
Yeah.
Had a quick chat. That's not what was important.
Okay.
What was important is that I mentioned about, what you're going through. He doesn't know much about Kalishtar, but he did say he felt pretty confident that he might be able to look more into this. He's kind of far away right now, so if we found one suggestion is if we don't see him anytime soon, that maybe if we're able to send him a sample of your blood, that's totally up to you. I don't really know how we'd send it, but that is an option. I already
Super
told him we were going
fresh.
to Dash.
I mean, well, listen, hang out around me long enough, you'll get a sample of my blood, most likely.
Yes, well, it's hard to get it out of clothes, but yes, we'll find a way. But I just wanted to let you know that he mentioned he would be happy to try to help, and I did let him know about our recent exploits, so he might be able to get some more information for us too.
Yeah, right. Right, we're going to Zadash, and we're actually gonna have to get that test done, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is he faring well? Maeve.
He is well and healthy. Yes, he is.
Healthy, specifically healthy.
Yes, he's well. He wasn't injured or sick. He's going to the barbed fields.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Which means he's far away.
But he takes time to come visit you, it seems.
Yes, when he has opportunities, I suppose. If you all wish to talk to him, you can let him know. I can let him
Oh, we
know.
don't know
I
how to talk to him. He only
Yeah,
talks to
we
you.
don't. Yeah, it just seems,
Her eye twitches. Anyway, my apologies. I did not mean to realize that you're all jealous and wanted to talk to him too. I'll let him know next time.
We're not jealous. We're
Yeah,
very
I
happy
want a
for you, Maeve.
spectral boyfriend. What's going on?
Not dating. Or whatever the term you all use for things like that. Anyway. Her pale features, it's very hard to hide how red they are because she is so pale, and it's very bad. Anyway, I just wanted you to know because I promised you, Roz, that I would ask him about you.
Thank you, Maeve. I appreciate it.
Of course. Of course. Any other questions for Kaylin that I might be able to answer?
So how long has this been a thing?
I think when you all met him, that was the second time I had met him before. Wait, what do you mean by a thing?
Just these, communications, this relationship per se.
There's nothing going on between us, trust me. There's nothing going on. No, we met once some time ago, probably one of the first days we actually all of us met together, and then you all met him, and I think you all saw him the first time he communicated this way to me. Remember, I tried to hug him? She just looks
Yeah,
at
that
the
just
list.
seemed a bit. Yeah.
Pallid elves are very... Well, I shouldn't say pallid elves. I did not realize this was a pallid elf thing until I left the Pallid Grove, but we're pretty... Things like that, even among people we don't know super well, is not uncommon.
Mother Maeve, you have
Yes.
never tried to hug any of us.
Well, most of you have expressed some trepidation over such affection.
She hugged me.
I'm not against it.
I'm just an old fart. No one wants to hug me.
Calistar pro hug.
See? Do you want...
Leaf
Leaf,
turns to
if
you,
you-
Rosalind, and opens his arms.
Roz goes over and hugs Leaf.
He
Aw.
holds you a bit too long and just has like this rhythmic patting on your back as well.
Is
Rosalind,
Zana at the
the
table?
moment is like appropriate. Rosalind pulls away and is like,
Apologies. I don't know what the correct length of a hug is.
Well, Leaf, sometimes there's a bit of a beat, but you don't need to worry about that. If you like hugs, I will be sure to express my friendship with you in such a way.
Affirmative. I will experiment with the correct length for hugging to find the
That-
optimal length.
That is fine.
start with going lower. Start going lower, not higher. Lower.
Also, Zana's not at the table. She's still sitting at the bar, which is about 5 feet from you all, but she's listening in.
Yeah, of course she's listening again. Try for a count of 3, Leaf. That seems to be ideal.
Affirmative.
Robbie, did I send you the picture of Roz and Mira? So that's what
You
Zana
did.
looks like?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right. Anyway, now that is over, is there any other business we needed to take care of?
Don't see Zana here. We could go stop by her place and go pick her up.
Roz hitches a thumb over at the tabaxi. That's her.
As she gets up and turns towards you. It's fine. He's old. His senses are dulling. And she walks outside.
The last time I saw you in that form, you shot me.
And you've forgotten it already, apparently.
Oh boy. It's kind of rubs her temples.
I mean, Roz looks over. I mean, it is kind of fitting. The mirror of my world is a dead eye with the crossbow boom, so.
Kieran Gliss raises her hand.
Oh no, that was the player.
Oh, okay.
Did Zana look at me at like giving any recognition or anything?
Make a perception or insight check, your choice.
I think those are both but for me. Yep, they're both 0. 11.
Not that you noticed.
Okay.
All right, so you are all getting ready to head out then?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So you meet up at the south gates where we're going to say that Leo had a chance to get your new cart and your 2 new horses, Celtic and... What did I say the other one's
Indigo.
name was?
Indigo.
Yep, Celtic and Indigo are waiting, all strapped up to the cart. And you all head out. It's still pretty early in the morning. The sun is starting to come up. It's probably 10, maybe 11-ish by the time everything gets ready to go, and you start to head off and begin to make your way down first towards the Amber Crossroads. Who is taking lead on driving the cart? Driving the cart is such a weird way to put it, but
It's not inaccurate, though. It's,
yeah.
I mean,
correct.
it is, yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't be opposed to other people driving it, but I usually do.
Leo, you're going to drive it. I know that's
Zay,
what
did
you wanna
anybody
do.
else want to give it a go? Roz?
No.
No, Roz is going to be excitedly showing Hermia her new sword.
Would you like to describe what your new sword +1 looks like then?
Yeah. So it is. I mean, to be clear, it is not on the level of Hermia's cool sword. But it is a long sword with a black leather wrap for the hilt or for the handle and pommel, and the steel of it glows with kind of a not quite like an electric blue. It's more of a bright color than that, but the glowing energies that run across it and signal its magic. It's +1.
Do you have Sting?
Are...
Is that what it is?
No, she does not have Sting.
Or
What is your sword's
Glamdrig?
name?
She looked, well, it didn't come with a name, but I named it Radiant Sister.
Chad has a friend now.
Sir, how I get it.
I will tell you, my sword does not speak to me.
As
it hasn't yet.
As you say that, Hermia, you suddenly feel the sword on your back become about 40 pounds heavier.
It just kind of like falls.
Are you all right?
Chad doesn't want to be friends with your sword.
What's wrong with Radiant Sister?
I don't know. He's being a butt.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they are gonna have to spar at some point.
Yeah, he'll get over it.
Fair enough. She will hoist Hermia back up.
We'll say, Leo, if you're driving, Zana's up front with you.
Okay.
So it's pretty uneventful. It is a great day out. Not really any clouds in the sky. The sun is shining down, and you make pretty good time to the Amber Crossroads, which you would have went past on your way to Eurosa. But I don't think that you spent much time there, as there was a bit of a rush on your way there. But the Amber Crossroads, located just south of Rexentrim, at the intersection of the Amber Road, Haven Path Road, Cloak Jaunt, and the Glory Run Road. It's basically kind of like a small farmer's type market that's located at this nexus, taking advantage of the constant travel at this intersection and the distance from, we'll say, tighter law enforcement that you would find in the city proper. As you come through, there are troops of performers that are dotting the road here and there. bands of mercenaries that are sitting around looking for business. It is a prime spot, Leo, you would know, for criminals that are looking for easy marks as well. But it's basically like a good half mile of temporary shops that are being set up in here. If there's anything that anybody wanted to potentially look around for, or if you think that there were any supplies that you might have missed out on, anything at all that you can think of, you could probably find here in some fashion or another.
Roz will be like, does everyone mind if we maybe stop for like a half hour here?
Oh, something you need?
Yeah. Remember I told you I wanted to set that thing up?
Oh, right. You want to do it here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think here's as good a place as any.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah,
If
fine with me. I'll just wait for you guys when you're done.
If anybody likes to help build structures, you can follow us.
Yep. Zana also mentions too. Well, if we're gonna stop and spend some time looking around, we might as well just set up camp here for the night eventually. We're not gonna make it very much further, and it'd be safer here than out on the road.
Fair point.
Very well.
So Roz you're gonna see her heft this kind of rather sizable piece of wood, for lack of a better term. That's what it looks like right now. And she picks it up and slings it over her shoulder along with a sack of stuff. And then she's gonna go and look for a decent spot that's kind of out of the way.
Okay.
Just gonna grab some stuff too that's not as heavy, because she little.
You guys making a lean-to?
No, I wanted to. She looks embarrassed.
It's okay.
I wanted to set up a shrine for Avandra.
Okay, just don't let the guards see you.
Do you
Well,
say
it
this
doesn't
around everyone in the group?
Just in the group as she's hoisting stuff down. She's like, it doesn't have her symbol on it or anything. I know it's illegal.
You might want to wait till we get a bit further out of the crossroads.
Is that what Zana says?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, if someone else sees it, and there's a bunch of people that will. If they decide that they want to use the parts for anything, they won't mind taking it. And if there's anything, she kind of notices the medicines and stuff that you have as well. And if there's anything that they particularly need, they can find it here at the crossroads. There's a bridge about another day's worth of travel south, just past Druvenlode. Probably be a better place to set it up.
All right. Makes sense to Rosalind. Okay. That's thank you, Sana. And she'll set everything or put everything back in the cart.
Do we still want to stop here, or do we want to keep going?
I don't
Raj
think we'll
shrugs.
make it to Dravenlode tonight. We might as well.
Well,
bed
we're not going to be
down.
going to Druvenlode. It's a bit off the path to the east into the Silverquell Ridge. We'll keep on straight. You
True.
can if you want. It would potentially be safer here. No one's going to try and jump us here, for example, in the middle of the night, but out on the road.
Who knows?
Someone might be dumb enough.
Fair enough.
Kieran,
Fair enough.
why don't you come shopping with me?
Sure. Yeah.
Roz gives a thumbs up.
So does Babe. You got both of our genes. You got this. She didn't say that out loud. It's just a joke. Sorry.
Kieran just and then walks with Zana.
Okay. Yep. So you walk off, probably about 5-10 minutes when you can't really see anyone else behind you. What are you wearing?
I thought I would try something a little more suiting.
Suiting
Is it that
in what way?
Well, I just thought, I think it's time for me to change things up a bit.
Is that the end? If that's your reasoning?
I mean, I don't know. I just felt that I kind of exhausted Kieran in that sense, right? I mean, it feels disrespectful now that it's sort of out, and
Why is it
I want
disrespectful?
to.
Did you respect Kieran?
I mean, yes,
And I
I
assume that
did.
he played some sort of important role in your life to have imprinted upon you.
I mean, yes, but the others already know now, and I didn't want to keep.
It's not about the others, Kieran. It's about you, what you are. And every time that you turn into him, he lives another day in this world. I'm not
But he's not.
saying that you shouldn't find or have other forms. I have many as well. But don't think that you need to throw him away. He's part of you.
I'm not throwing him away. That's not at all what that's supposed to mean. I just
Alright.
thought that one of my biggest things, Zana, is that he isn't here and I am, and I've just been showboating around in his faith. And I didn't really do anything good in it, did I?
It's not for me to answer.
Well, I'm answering it. And at least for now, I want to do better, and I'm trying. And I thought that if I looked like, the people I think who are the most mature, it would kind of help, maybe.
Shrugs. Sure. Take time to figure yourself out, but also keep in mind that it's more difficult to hold forms that aren't,
I know.
that are more original. And she kind of
I
pokes
already have
at
a
your,
headache, I
she
know,
kind of
Zana.
pokes at one of your eyes, which has kind of started to like droop a little bit.
Well, you said you wanted to go shopping, so I'm trying to find something that'll help me with that. So.
No, I don't need to shop. I just wanted to talk to you about whatever this midlife crisis was.
I'm only 16.
Well, what do you need?
Do we only live that long? Oh my god.
She stifles a laughter. No, we live, if not hung or burned, about as long as humans do. In this world, anyway. Apparently, in the Feywild, we have longer longevity. I'm sure it has something to do with the magics there.
Oh. It's different over there for us?
That's where changelings are originally from. You knew that, didn't you? No? Have you never even done research on yourself before?
I was just told that we were dangerous, and
By who?
everyone.
Meaning, and she kind of gestures around, everyone?
Okay, then drop your form.
What are you looking for?
Well, I was looking for some sort of mask, perhaps? Not a full mask, just like
She
some kind of
rolls-
half mask.
Rolls her eyes a bit.
Oh, come on, we can have a little pizzazz, can't we?
Fine, and she points across the way. They're selling masks over there. And for the record, Kieran, I am dangerous. She walks over towards the stall. So, while Kieran and Zana are shopping, is there anything else anybody else would like to look for? Or do in this time? Actually, I will say that as those you are either kind of walking around or just kind of standing there, we'll say Leo. So I'm pretty sure you have a high passive perception, right?
18, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, maybe you have one too, don't you?
19.
19. Okay, yeah. You, both of you, spot someone that kind of grabs your eye in comparison to all of the other wares and vendors who are here. You see a halfling with pink hair pulled up into a long, high ponytail. She has eyes that sparkle in the midday sun like an amethyst or a lapis lazuli, depending on the angle. She has a pair of oversized goggles with 2 large, protruding arcane crystal lenses glowing with unnatural light that are pushed up over her forehead, keeping some unruly bangs at bay. And she's got a kind smile, and her cheeks are dotted with freckles. Laid out before her on a table in front of a small tent are various gizmos, gadgets, and enchanted wares. You see that she's sort of adjusting a surcoat, which has a few too many belts on it, which are probably more for style than function, and enough pockets to put a bag of holding to shame. A well-done, do-it-yourself style banner is pinned up above her tent that reads Lottie's Emporium of Wonder, and a smaller one under that. Coming soon, not the Emporium's final form.
All right, I'll take a look.
So, as you walk up towards it, she sees you coming and goes, "Aha! I see that we have a customer who has an eye for greatness. You will find no other wares in the entire crossroads that match quite my, bit of splendor." And there's a lady about 10 feet away, a sort of, rotund dwarf woman who goes, "Mine's never blown up before." Well, Sheila, maybe that was supposed to blow up. Did you ever give that a thought? Did you think maybe that's what its intended purpose was? I'll tell you if something's supposed to blow up or not blow up. That was supposed to blow up, Sheila. Anyway, what artificer and inventor extraordinaire. What is it you're looking for? What can I help you find?
What's she selling exactly? Like items, potions?
So there is actually quite a few things that seem to be strewn about here. There is trinkets that seem to be sort of all over the place. It looks like there's basically kind of all sorts of like curios and odd artifacts. Some of them look mundane. Like maybe she got them at some sort of like garage sale or like an estate auction and stuff like that. Go ahead and roll for me a
D10. All right. Kiss the dice, Lester. Lester, you made me roll a 2.
A 2. Now roll a D100 for me.
1 sec. Let's try this again, Lester.
Wait, are there 8 tables in that book?
I dropped it. Hold on, I gotta roll a different
10?
one.
There sure are.
Sorry, 1 sec. I'm sorry, I dropped my die. 1 sec.
You're fine.
All right, that is a 40. Yeah, it's 48, I'm gonna say. I rolled the wrong ones.
So, amongst the stuff, yes, there are some potions as well. You also see like a small compact. There's a sword among them as well. You see a water skin, and your eyes are also drawn to a pair of white leather booses that have blue silk laces as well.
Leather what? I'm sorry?
Leather boots.
Oh.
That are white leather with blue silk laces. And as your eyes are kind of drawn towards it, she goes, those are boots of skating. When the command word is uttered, you are able to float 1 inch above the ground. A nice enchantment will form frost under your feet as well and allow you to slide around on them. Now, obviously, they're not necessarily functional in any way. I wouldn't recommend using them in, combat or anything, as you're likely to maybe break your neck. But they can, be fun. And she kind of gives a half-hearted, awkward smile.
Oh, that does sound like fun. Huh. Well, they are quite pretty, I will say that. Sorry, I'm looking for my dice, but I'm still hearing.
Well, for 300 gold, they could be yours.
She'll think about that. Well, if Leo wants to look around too.
I also have this here compact of glamour, and she picks up like a small like powder compact basically, and like pops it open. Simple bronze compact. You know, she opens up. There's 2 mirrors in there. One is pristine and sparkling, and the other cracked and a bit kind of frosted over. And she goes, with this, once a day, you can, 5 times a day. I upgraded the enchantment recently. 5 times a day, you can use this to basically put a glamour enchantment on your hair, or any sort of like your face. You know, clear up your skin, make your teeth whiter, change your hair color, your hairstyle, or you can use the cracked one to change any color, style, or accessory of your clothing and armor.
Oh. Huh. I was about to say that Gliss would like this, but I don't think she needs it.
And then, you know, I also have some potions of water breathing, potions of healing, and a potion of climbing as well. None of which blows up, Sheila.
Well, speaking of stuff that blows up, do you have anything that does blow up?
I do
on
have stuff
command?
that blows up, absolutely, yes.
More than you might expect.
And she picks up a chest from inside of her tent and puts it down in front of you and opens it up, and there's just a bunch of like small like tied up bags, and she goes, this here, straight from Hupperduke, is certified grade A blasting powder.
Oh gosh.
Good for firearms if you happen to have any, and if not, it's also great to just, you know, set on fire and throw at people.
Can I like lean back a little bit and look around to see if I can see Zana within?
You do not. She was out of range.
No. I'm not really versed in gunpowder.
Well, I can explain it to you, give you a really quick run through of it. It's actually pretty simple. It's a little more complicated to make, but when it comes to using it, you want to ignite it and not be near it when it goes off. That's really all there is to it.
I kind of got that, but I'm not sure if Hupperduke makes the best black powder.
Hupperduke definitely makes the best blasting powder. Look, not to, you know, come across as rude or disrespectful or anything, but you look like you have some years on you, a little bit of experience behind those weary eyes. So I'm sure that you're aware of the war that went on, 10, 15, 20 years ago. A lot of the Empire's, better, more deadly, and sophisticated weapons came out of Hupperduke.
How much for a couple bags?
I will sell you 25 gold a bag.
How big are the bags, Robbie?
They're about an ounce each. Just for like mechanical purposes, using a single pinch of blasting powder, I think does like 2 or 3 d6 damage in a 5-foot range, and the more of them you tie together, it goes up to a 20 or 30-foot range with like 10 d6 worth of damage.
So it doesn't have to be attached to a gun.
Correct. It's basically kind of a deployable fireball in a way.
Yeah, I'll take 2 bags.
2 bags, 50 gold.
How
Under
much
the
is
50 gold.
Okay, and she gives you 2 bags of blasting powder. You should be able to find that on D&D Beyond and add it into your inventory. Blasting powder.
How much was the compact?
The compact, 300.
Oh, okay. 300 might be a little much for me, though it is really cool.
Okay, what about, since your friend here bought some of my blasting powder for 50, what about 270?
What about 250?
Make a persuasion check.
I'm not good at those. One sec. Okay, Lester, I need you to make this a really good one.
You can borrow ours.
Oh, I guess I can do that, can I? Okay, what's yours again?
My persuasion is
pretty
plus
good.
8.
Oh,
I think mine is the same.
plus
Yep.
8?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to be channeling Leo because he's right there. Plus 8, come on! That's an 8. Lester, you didn't do anything. Anyway, it's 16 total.
16 total. She gives you kind of a bit of a hard, long look, and she goes, look, you seem like a nice lady. Okay? But you know what that says? And she points up to her sign, Lottie's Emporium of Wonder. And you see what it says down there, where it says it's not the final form. Now, I studied at the Solstice Academy for a few years, trying to get into the whole wizard thing, trying to become a magician, right? Do the whole magic, whatever. But there's way too much studying involved in that, and I just want to be able to make things. Like my uncle did, okay? He inspired me to be the best that I could be, but I can't sit here in the Crossroads forever. I need a place over in Rexentrum. I need a true emporium of wonder. And if I just give discounts to every pretty little thing that walks up to my table, I'm never going to get anywhere. So $275, final offer.
Okay. Who's your uncle?
He lives down in Nicodranus, actually. Runs his own shop down there, so if anybody happens to be through that way, it's a book shop / clockwork magic shop. It sounds weird, but it works. You can look it up sometime. It's called Gilly's Books and Wonder Shop. Just ask for Terrence. He owns the place. So, $280. Do we have a deal or not?
You just keep increasing it.
I was like, 70 a minute ago.
It was 270 a minute ago. I don't, for the party, I have 237 myself, so I'd have to dip into the gold, so. But she will.
If I see that you're kind of short, it's like I can spot you something.
Dip into the party fund. This is a magic item that the whole party could use. Don't have to keep it to yourself.
Okay. Are you guys okay with a with a magic item that changes your appearance? What?
Do you have any poisons?
I don't work with poisons, no. But if you go about 5 or 6 down, there's a guy down there named Lou. He's a little halfling guy. Looks really shady. You're not gonna... If he's behind the counter, you'll miss him. But if you're looking for him behind the counters, you can't miss him. He could hook you up with whatever it is you need.
Okay, well, I was going to try to make you another offer. I'd buy poisons off you, and I would pay the difference for her if you knocked it down to 250.
But I don't have any poisons, so 280 before it becomes 285.
Well, it's going to be 270. And I hadn't made
Make
what
a
she
persuasion check, Leo.
You're all very kind.
14 plus 8.
It's 22.
Fine, 270.
Okay. How much?
I would just split the difference with you, or I'll give you 70
Okay.
gold. Whatever.
Okay. If you said okay, so 70, and then I'll give her 200 then.
Okay. So she gives you the compact of glamour. I will send you that later, or maybe I'll actually even go and try and put it into D&D Beyond for you. But 300 or for 270 gold, you have a compact of glamour. Might even just be able to copy and paste this for you.
I'm just gonna steal 100 from the party loot for my needs. Because
There you
I
go.
can do that.
There's everything you need to know from it.
All right, I'll put it in the magic items list for everybody in just a second. Cool. Okay. Just gonna look at it and go, thank you.
You're welcome, and
That
have a
was
wonderful day.
wondrous item.
Because it is. That's just what like common magic items are called, or that's basically
I
what they
know.
call items that aren't like weapons or armor.
Oh.
And just to give proper credit, that was do you not have a last name? Yeah, that was Lottie Valens, which is actually a NPC created by Lauren Walsh, which I got by being on her Patreon. So go and check out Lauren
nice.
Walsh on Twitter, who is also the creator of Wooble, if any of you have seen Wooble on
Wooble, I
on
love
Twitter.
Wooble. I followed her before she made Wooble, but she's a really good artist.
Yes,
But
she
yes,
is.
Wooble's great.
So with that, what would everyone else like to do? Kieran, you are able to find a mask for yourself. It costs you 5 silver.
Nice. Someone who's out shopping, if you wouldn't mind maybe locating us a diamond that's big enough that Leaf can raise our sorry
Oh.
asses.
Who
Right.
would like
That would
to
be
look
ideal.
for a diamond?
Somebody want to do that? Or do I need to do that?
I guess I can look for it.
Make an investigation check, because there isn't necessarily a jeweler out here, so it's going to be a bit tougher to track down in a secondary market like this.
What's your investigation roll, Leo?
19 plus
never mind.
6.
Never mind.
Good enough.
Better than me.
Sorry, 15 plus 6?
19 plus 6.
19 plus 6. All right, it takes you a little bit of haggling and like asking around, But eventually, you do end up at a tent with a dragonborn. He's dressed a bit fancier than he probably should be for being sort of in the middle of like a giant sort of flea market like this. But, you talk to him for a little bit, mention kind of how you got here, who sent you, how people are talking, and eventually you convince him. He kind of calls you back into a small array of tents that he has behind his shop and brings out a small chest of stuff that he maybe feels like, people shouldn't know that he has. And he sells you a small diamond worth 150 gold. Or 160 gold.
I kind of want to make a counter offer because we have other gems, don't we?
If you would like
for 75 gold.
If you would like to trade him, he will take the 2 rubies, and for an additional 40 gold, so 2 rubies and 40 gold, he'll give you a diamond.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. So that is a diamond worth 150 gold.
Cool. And we can use multiple diamonds to get to the 300 gold, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
And I'm taking the 40 out of my gold, so don't worry about taking that out of the party fund.
Got it.
All right. So with that, by the time everyone is kind of done shopping and ends up kind of going, a little bit further, you see something you like here and you see something you like there. It is starting to get a little bit closer to dusk. So you are able to find a area just on the south side of the Amber Crossroads, where it's kind of a bit of like a carriage camp almost. Like, people who are basically staying here for the night kind of congregate all in this sort of big area. You see a bunch of different carts that are kind of set up in semicircles with, bonfires that like multiple people are around. There's long lines of horses that are all tied up, to stakes in the ground or makeshift, posts. But you can obviously try to continue on a little bit further if you want, or you can bed down here for the night.
Think we'll bed down here for the evening. Okay. Makes sense.
Yes. Reminds me of when I traveled on my last cart to Rexentrum.
Oh, yeah?
I was with a music troupe for a time. They were wanting to perform in Rexentrum, so I hitched a ride with them.
Interesting.
But it was annoying.
It was nice to talk with people. There was a dragonborn woman, Wisteria, that she and I got rather close. It was kind of the first person I really kind of just talked a bit about my family and things for the first time. It was nice. Haven't seen her around. I hope she's doing well, but seeing all the festivities here, kind of the music reminds me of that.
Music can liven a trip, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, being here reminds me of that time we all went to Eurosa. I guess that wasn't that long ago. Hermia.
Zana speaks up. Kieran, you play the pan flute, don't you?
I think she's on a work call.
Nope, she's here back.
Oh, she's-
Sorry. Yeah. It's been a minute, but I could.
Regale us.
I just stare at Zana.
Go Gliss! You got this!
Okay. And I'm wearing my mask now, by the way. So it looks to be like a almost like a jester mask, but not like with like all the frills and whatnot, like a half, just like an eye mask. And I guess fucking play the flute.
Yeah, make a performance check.
Is that not something you do?
Are you
Do it.
are you proficient in performance? I assume.
I am.
Yep. So go ahead and make a performance check for me.
Do I want to spend inspiration? No, it's gonna fit. It'll fit because I haven't played in a minute. Even with a +7, that's a 9.
All right.
no.
Go ahead and
like that off key, like
and describe.
Titanic
Yeah.
song?
Go ahead and describe to us what your performance sounds like.
Oh, yeah, no, it just sounds like that. Like it's like a bad cover of like a popular like ballad.
After about 45 seconds to a minute, someone from one of the fighters overs goes, "Will you cut that racket out?"
Oh.
Hey, she's getting it.
Roz flips up the bird. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Sorry. It just, I don't know. Maybe, should I try again?
Practice a bit more, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roz, you were about to
Sorry.
say something before Zana interrupted.
Oh, she was gonna be like, Hermia, I have an idea for what I want us to practice tonight.
Oh dear.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think something. She's basically gonna suggest what our new what our new tattoo ability lets us do. We should practice it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So yeah, she'll get up and lead Hermia just not too far off, just good 20-30 feet off, and set up something to use as target practice. And there you can also kind of see them as they start off just doing their regular their warm-ups and their sparring, and it's gotten way more fluid than any other time you've ever seen them do it. Like,
you
they've
can
definitely
tell
gotten better at
Hermia
this.
is struggling a bit right now because her sword still weighs 40 pounds more than it
Still
usually
being
does.
mad.
But eventually they start trying to basically they try to like coordinate their attacks and play off one another. So Roz will like shield bash the thing and knock it into Hermia's range to let her stab at it, and they practice stuff like that tonight.
Hermia, just roll a d20 at disadvantage for me.
Why?
Chad's
Because
being
Chad's
rude.
mad. God
Can I
damn it!
apologize?
Your sword is being. I hate you all so much.
Poor Folomir.
Thank you, Leo. Put your hands down, Kieran.
I got a 5.
Yeah, Hermia does not seem to be herself and is like really struggling and like huffing and like starting to sweat. And as you're kind of nearing the end of it, there's two dudes who are walking by and kind of notice it. And one of them goes, "Maybe you should look into a bow and arrow, honey."
Oh.
Hey, fuck off.
Oh, you fuck off, kid.
What's wrong with
You
the bow and
fuck off.
arrow?
Roz beelines them and gets up in their business.
As soon
Yeah,
as
you
you
got-
like start charging, because you're a big lady, so when you start charging towards them, they immediately do like the whole, well, we didn't do nothing. We're not doing anything.
Yeah.
We're just
I kind
talking.
of come up and
Like,
try to
get the fuck
defuse
over
the
there.
situation.
Whatever. They take off. They take off.
Yeah.
Rosalind's a big girl.
Yeah, Rosalind, a big lady.
Mhm.
But she'll nod and glance down. You, Hermia, you may want to have a conversation with Chad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Foot. I should be better at speaking Elvish. My mom speaks it.
You could also call him True Fate, which is what the translation is.
Oh, okay. So yeah, True Fate. You may want to have a.
I know, but that's
Talk to
like too many like syllables.
When Rosalind refers to it by
True
its name, you feel 10 pounds shed from it.
Oh my god. Can we have a compromise? Like, there has to be like a catchier nickname for you.
True Fate's pretty catchy.
Yeah.
Or
Mine's
the
called Radiant Sister. That's 5.
Or the Divine Prophecy is also what I'm known by.
That's also like too many words.
Just put some respect on my name, Hermia.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's so catchy, and Kieran like came up with it, and now I just can't stop saying it.
10 pounds
Is
comes
Chad
back.
acting up?
Yeah.
So eventually,
Roz just sits there like, if I tried to name my sword True Fate,
I have
my
a
family back home
question.
would have called me a tryhard.
Doesn't Kieran detect thoughts now? Can she detect Chad's thoughts?
she can certainly try.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I could give it a go if Chad doesn't mind.
I mean, I'm sure he does, but I'd be interested to see if it works on him.
Sure. I think Yeah, I have a few charges left. Why not? And I sit down. Should I like hold the hilt or?
Uh, sure.
Okay. Put my hand on it.
Are you handing the sword to Kieran, or is
No,
Kieran
like we're both touching it. Like
Okay.
I kind of
Yeah.
The first thing you notice, Kieran, is that when you touch it, it is ice cold touch. Like, it should not be, because it's pretty humid right now. You know, we're kind of in, I believe, the middle of the summer here, but it is ice cold.
Is he normally this frosty?
is he?
Doesn't feel cold to you, Hermia, no?
No,
Oh,
maybe you should like try saying hi to him like with his real name.
okay. So it was what, 2 feet? I'm sorry.
True fate.
True fate. I'm so sorry. Okay. Sure. Put my hand, pull out the medallion, cast detect thoughts.
So the surface level thoughts that you get from it, it does actually work. It's weird, because you also get like a weird sort of fuzziness around it compared to when you used it before. But the surface thoughts seem to be annoyance, disdain, and hints of a longing or a curiosity. But those seem to be a bit deep. It's hard to pinpoint
Curiosity
those.
about me, or like about?
You don't know. Do you want to push deeper?
I look at Hermia and I say, so he doesn't like me. That's on me.
No, he
That's
doesn't
expected.
like the nickname. Like he
Yeah,
loathes
and I
it.
think he knows that it
hates
came from me.
Of
Hey.
course I know it came from her. I was there when she called me it.
Do I hear that?
No.
I don't think she meant it
The
to
annoyance,
like be mean.
the annoyance spikes though.
It's just like vibes. Like
Yeah.
I don't hear his voice. Okay.
Correct.
Oh yeah, I think he knows. I'm
Oh.
starting to get a bit of a headache. Well, Hermia, there's something else that's there though.
Yeah.
He seems like he's yearning for something.
Yeah, he had a dream or a vision.
Oh. What kind of vision?
I think True Fate had like a partner, like like a romantic partner. I saw like a silhouette
A
of like
lady
two
sword?
figures. No, like a person.
Oh,
He was a person, I think.
okay. I could look deeper
Well,
if
I mean,
you would like me
I'm
to.
not sure if it'll work because even he doesn't know like the details.
And then I kind of like rub, like petting. True fate, would you like me to try? And I look at Hermia to like translate.
I'd like her to shut up and leave us alone.
Oh my gosh, he's trying to be nice. We're both trying to be nice.
Oh, I remove my hand. I can come back later. I have some wrongs to right, and I get that now. I'm
It's
sorry,
not
2 feet. I'm sorry, true fate, true fate, true fate. We can do it some other time.
way to go. You drove her away.
Suddenly, your sword becomes almost too much to handle, and you literally like
Oh
drop
my
it onto the
gosh!
ground because it's so heavy.
I am sorry, okay?
And as
I'm
you
sorry.
try to pick it back up, it's like Thor's hammer. Like, it will not budge from the ground.
Aww.
Ross, I made it worse.
Ross
Oh
glances
god,
over and is
should
like,
I leave? Should I like walk a
No,
mile or
you're-
something? Or
no,
How do I
Roz,
fix it?
Roz walks over and kneels down. True fate. I just looking around at some of the people that are here, and unless you literally want to be like the sword in the stone, I promise going with us is going to be better than whoever else is going to pick you up here. She's sorry. She is.
I am.
Me too.
Kieran,
Oh, God.
are you? Roll a deception check for me.
No. Okay, I think I am, but more so because it's affecting Hermia. So yes.
All right. You can roll a deception check or persuasion at disadvantage.
Persuade. Deception.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're better at?
Well, they're both the +7, but I don't want that disadvantage.
That's fair.
16.
Sword's still very heavy and does not budge.
At that, Raza puts her hands up. This is between y'all. My sword doesn't talk, but
Maeve, help!
Raza goes back over to the campfire to sit down.
What is happening here?
He's upset. It all started this morning. It was early, and he was actually like talking and like being nice to me. And
Okay.
he started asking me about Leander, but like I was just so thrown off. I asked him why he was being weird, and then he got defensive.
Well,
And then we've just been kind of fighting all day.
The sound of Rosalind smacking her forehead across the camp could be heard.
what usually when we say we're sorry, we have to understand what we're apologizing for, what harm we have caused.
I'm sorry for assuming that you always have something mean to say to me. Is that it?
Is that what you did wrong?
I mean, I automatically assumed that he was being weird and was gonna be mean.
Okay. Well, say it to him, but don't say it as a question. If you feel sorry that you hurt his feelings that way, say that to him.
Zana leans over to Rosalind. They're talking to the sword?
Hermia's sword talks to her. Also, it can make like big explosions happen out of it that knock you on your ass, and it does not feel good.
And she talks back to it.
Yeah, she talks back to it, and it talks to her.
Has anyone else heard it talk before?
No, but the people in the library said that it probably was actually talking to her.
Okay.
She shrugs.
Does that make sense, Hermia?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true, Fate. I am sorry for being mean to you this morning and assuming that you were being mean to me when you asked about Leander. To tell you the truth, I've just been really kind of upset and kind of anxious thinking about him ever since the stuff that happened in the ruins. So that also played a part into it, and I don't want to talk to him about my brother, and I guess that's why I kind of pretended that it was just a weird thing to ask. But no, not today. I just need time to not be sad about it, and I'll try not to call you the name that you do not like.
Hearing the drow talk about his partner, talk about your brother, I think what started to give me a memory back. So I thought if you told me more about your brother, I might start to remember more about my past.
That's a good thought. I just start, even if I just start thinking, I feel sick just thinking about him lately, and I don't know if that's a bad sign or what, but normally when I think about him, like, there's this comforting, like, feeling that, like, he's out there. But lately it's just been the sick feeling, and I thought maybe if I don't think about him as much, you know, I can just pretend that there's not a sick feeling.
Maeve would probably say that holding it in isn't the right choice, so talk about it.
Yeah, maybe. Can I sleep on it before talking more about it?
Fine. I'll be here in
Are
the
you
morning.
still mad? Wait.
I
you
need
just
some
gonna, like-
space too. How about that?
Okay, but I can't just leave you in the middle of
If
the
you
of the
can't pick me
field.
up, no one else is going to be able to pick me up.
Okay, but I'm not gonna leave you. That's rude.
Well, I guess you better get a pillow and blanket then.
Okay, I will.
All right.
All right.
Y'all do notice a few people kind of off in the distance a bit. Like, Hermia's now out in this field since Maeve and Kieran walked away, just looking at the ground and talking. And there's definitely a few people that are looking in her direction like, what is going on out there?
We're trying
She's
to
a
just
little
go-
nuts. Leave her alone. She'll
Mind
get
your
over it.
beeswax.
Hey, get out. All right.
All right, so with that, does everyone head to bed, or is there any other conversations or discussions that you would like to have?
I think I'm ready for bed.
I do show Donna excitedly that I bought the book she recommended.
Oh, yes, it was fine as far as fiction goes. And you actually recall that on the book it mentions that it's a true story.
Right.
Yeah, but she doesn't believe it, though.
Well, I appreciate the recommendation. I'll let you know what I think.
All right, and with that, everyone prepares for the night. You can set up watches if you want. It's not necessarily dangerous with how many people are around, but theft could potentially still be an issue. So,
Could we reasonably say here that Leaf not needing to sleep could keep watch of things?
I also
Yep.
a bunch of at least Leo and I were gonna wake up 4 hours
Yeah.
later. Can I make another round in the potion, by the way? Is that okay?
You can go ahead and roll
Okay.
for it. Yeah, so between Leaf, Leo, and Maeve, you can basically just kind of do like the bare minimum that you need to make sure nobody gets too close to any of your stuff. Do you sleep out in the middle of the field with your sword, Hermia?
Yep.
You complete, Maeve, a regular potion of healing.
Yes.
Nice.
Add it to the. I forgot, guys. We have like 6 potions of healing, so if you need to divvy them up, just put on the list who has one.
Nice.
I got my Chaotim's ointments. I'm good.
And so the night passes by uneventfully. You all eventually come to in the morning. Hermia, you are specifically awoken by the strained sounds and grunts of some dude trying to pick your sword up from next to you.
What the fuck?
What? And he just runs. He just takes off running.
God damn it! Is the rest of my I left the majority of my stuff with the rest of the group.
Yeah, no, he didn't take
anything.
anything else. He just saw a sword laying there next to some chick and tried to take it because it looks pretty cool.
I told you someone was gonna try to take you.
And I told you they wouldn't be able to.
Okay, but what if he started doing some weird shit?
It's fine. And you are now able to pick him up again.
Hermia just grabs him and her pillow and blanket and just trudges back over to the group.
All right.
Roz glances over glad you made up.
You
Some
found Phil Nye?
weirdo was trying to pick him up and do some weird shit.
Yeah, I hate this place. Let's leave.
Yes.
I think they're rather charming, but yes, we need to leave.
Alright.
Did I show you guys my compact? She shows it off.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Tell me what color hair you want me to have, and I'll do it.
Oh, are you
Oh,
Sailor
no.
Moon?
No one
Really?
touches my hair.
No, I said you can tell me what color hair you want me to have.
Orange, says Zana.
Orange.
Orange.
Wait. Ooh, a lavender. Could you do like silvery sort of lavender? I think that'd be very pretty on you.
Silver lavender. Huh, reminds me of my sister.
Oh, whoops.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll try orange. I've never seen orange before. We'll do lavender next time. And she'll use a charge and make her have fiery orange hair.
and you watch as Maeve's hair suddenly, from the roots all the way down to the end of them, while giving off a bit of a sort of spectral powder almost, slowly changes from the pale blonde into a fiery orange color. And Zana
Everybody
goes,
has-
no, it doesn't really suit you, and hops up onto the wagon.
I
Rude.
kind of whispered to Zana, "You have a thing for redheads, huh?"
She gives a sharp look back at you.
Oh,
Just
that's right.
observing.
Tried.
Climb up on the cart.
Yeah, I will too. Even if I have fiery orange hair, I'm gonna wear it for a day just to be grumpy.
Oh yeah.
Roz, as you are sort of getting things packed up and kind of helping, Leo kind of make sure the horses are all set to go and strapping things in and stuff, one of them kind of starts to act up a bit and kind of like snarl isn't the right word, but kind of like grunt at you and attempts to kind of like stamp when you're like back near its hindquarters as well.
Animal handling, I guess.
What did you do to the horse?
Sure.
I didn't do anything to the horse. I was just packing up.
Oh god.
My animal handling's a solid +0.
Mm-hmm.
9. 3.
Okay, so you kind of like, whoa, what the fuck, is going on? You kind of give it a little bit of like a smack on the butt, and then you go up to like
No, don't do that!
to put the bit in its mouth, and it tries to like snap and bite at you, and Leo's just like waves you off and just does it himself and seems to calm down.
Which horse is that?
Celtic.
Of
Celtic.
course it fucking is.
I was gonna say, how did you not know yet?
She grumbles and just goes to the back of the cart and hops back in.
It's
All
okay,
right.
Celtic. She doesn't mean it. She doesn't mean it.
You swear as you say that. She kind of rolls her eyes a bit. And with that, you begin your journey south. Takes most of the day. By the time you are done, you do notice too off in the distance, sort of tucked back into the Silverquell Ridge off to the east, mountains that, well, not as high as the Dunrock Mountains, that actually you wouldn't have been able to see. So I think this is probably the second time you saw the Mount Mentiri when you were in the ruins of Shattengrad. But you can see the Silverquell Ridge kind of rising up in the east, and, smoke kind of rising up from it, knowing, some of you, that Drovenlode is a mining town. But the day goes pretty uneventfully. If there was any talks or anyone you wanted to particularly have a chat with during the ride, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah, Roz wants to ask Donna something.
Sure.
So while they're riding along, she'll just be like, so, I know who Mira is, obviously. Who's the ASMR?
She kind of takes a look back over your shoulder. I kind of imagine like you're like peeking your head up through the the canvas, and she kind of like looks back over your shoulder toward Kieran to see if Kieran's paying attention or like if there's any reaction there, wondering if like Kieran had said something or not. So she kind of gives you a bit of a dirty look, Kieran. Her name was Aurora. I knew her before I met Mira.
Gotcha. Also, same deal, or?
What do you mean by same deal?
You're a couple?
Yes.
She nods. And, she doesn't actually have a whole lot else to ask besides that. She just want to know who the ASMR was. Oh. She won't pry.
All right, so you sit back down inside.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the journey for the day is pretty quiet or uneventful, unless Kieran gets up to any antics. Or would you say that Kieran's been acting a bit more
Subdued.
responsible?
He's
A bit more grown up?
definitely trying.
There's a few times that like Leaf asks some things or tries to get Kieran to do something, and you watch as Kieran is just kind of like, not now, Leaf.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like old Kieran's voice would be like, "Oh, that would be so." No, we're almost there. It's okay. We'll just chill.
All right. So as it starts to get not quite sunset, but within an hour or two, the sun will probably be too low. You do actually come upon the river south of Druvenlode, where there is a bridge, fairly large as well. This is a pretty big river. And again, you would have passed over a bridge similar to this on your way to Eurosa, just south of the Erdelock. Not as fast or as rushing as it was there. It's definitely a bit lazier here, but it's about maybe a quarter mile long, so it's a decent sized bridge over top of it. You also notice, as well as you're coming up, that there does seem to be a few tents that are pitched up near the bridge, sort of on their way down towards the river. And sitting on the edge of the bridge as you come up, you see that there is 3 dwarves that are sitting on the edge with lines cast down into the river. Seems to be an older man, father perhaps, and two younger children as you kind of come up. And this looks about to be as good a spot as any to probably bed down for the night.
Nice. Roz is gonna get out her build it yourself IKEA shrine and start putting it together.
Let's try this again, huh?
Yep. She'll find a spot, basically like where the bridge meets the end. So and then 6 feet past onto the shoreline, and she'll start setting it up there alongside the road.
Okay. So as I see that, Malkyria, thank you. Here's my revenge on Callie Part 1. I get both of those inspos. I appreciate that.
Revenge on me for what?
I am up to 9.
Apparently for taking away the alerts, I think. And then she can't refund.
Oh
my guess.
So, she doesn't have enough points already over there.
Yeah, I know. She doesn't have a bajillion points.
So, as everyone's kind of starting to get things unpacked, Leo's tending to the horses. You guys are kind of setting up, tents and stuff like that. You all see the adult dwarf, the man, kind of come over towards you. He goes, Hail! Oh, look, I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest. Just came over to see what's going on, who you are, and, whether or not I should be worried or not.
Some adventurers trying to get to Zadash. I'm Leo.
Nice to meet you. My name is Korga. Korga Groundgulms. It's my son and daughter over there, Lurg and Lowly. Just we're from Druvenlode. Came down here to do some fishing for a few days. A little bit of a getting away from the old lady. But
downtime at the mine.
There's been some issues. I don't work there myself personally. I'm a crafter by trade. I clothing and stuff. Seamstress, both me and my wife. But just wanted to come over and introduce myself. Make sure you're not going to try and rob us in the night or anything like that.
We're just resting. We're on our journey down south.
All right.
We'll probably be your best protection for the night, so you can sleep easy.
Well, I do like the sound of that. If I don't know if any of you are fishers by chance or anything, or any good at it, but if we catch enough, you're more than welcome to join us later for dinner.
Oh, well, thank you. I have never fished before in my life.
I haven't been fishing in a while. Do you have an extra rod?
We do. And Leaf also goes, Mother Maeve, I can teach you to fish.
Oh, you fish, Leaf?
Yes, I am quite skilled at gathering fish.
How do you gather fish? She looks at him suspiciously.
Follow me. I shall instruct you. And he starts walking down towards the river.
Very well.
And Korga goes, is that one of them there automatons?
Yeah, he's been with us
close
for a while now.
Well, I gotta see this. And
he's apparently a druid too.
Yep. You Leaf says apparently, like he hasn't seen Leaf turn into a bear before. So you
Leo,
follow
not Leaf.
Yeah, Leo, sorry. So you follow Leaf down to the riverside.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing, Mother Maeve, that you need to do is turn into a fish. And you watch as he transforms into a fish and bloops down into the water and pokes his leaf head up. I currently cannot speak in this animal form.
Blub.
Well,
blub.
unfortunately, I can't turn into a fish. Wait, actually, I can. Hold on. Wait.
What?
You can?
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait.
This is not
Oh,
real.
no, I'm sorry. I can speak with animals. I can't turn into animals.
Okay. I was like, wait, you
Do you have
can?
polymorph? What the fuck?
I do have beast sense, though, so I could touch his eyes and see through him.
If you'd like to.
I will, just for funsies.
All
Well,
right.
I can't turn into a fish, but I will see what you see, Leaf, and I will touch his head and cast beast sense.
Blub.
I have
blub.
never used this spell before.
Okay, so with that, you do watch as he begins swimming through the water and just kind of like going up to the sort of different fish, and I mean all you really hear is like blub 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 blub. But he's going to do animal handling.
Luster is trying to catch whatever toads are.
Yep,
just on
and
the
so
side.
you watch as he kind of goes from fish to fish to fish to fish to fish, and eventually there's this big group of fish that are kind of like following along behind him. And then he comes sort of right up near the shore, and they're all just kind of gathered behind him. And then suddenly he turns back into Leaf, and as they're about to scatter, a giant moonbeam comes down from the sky and just blasts all of the fish in the water.
Oh my god!
And you watch as they slowly start to float up to the edge one by one by one. Sorry, little
Well.
friends, but you will be sustenance now. Eat up!
Well, that
and
that,
Korga
that is-
goes, by the gods, that was amazing.
That is a way to catch fish. Thank you, Leaf.
You took all the sport out of it, though.
You know what? I think he had fun. I think Leaf genuinely had fun doing that.
I do not understand. Is there some competitiveness to catching fish?
Sometimes, from what I've heard from my journey on the boats in the Menagerie Coast, but I would have no idea.
Well, then it would seem that I have won.
I would say you have probably won. Luster's definitely trying to eat the fish.
Oh yeah,
now.
Luster, like we saw this video the other day of a pelican that came up to this guy with a bucket of fish, and he just feed like one by one within like 30 seconds. This pelican takes like 7 fish into its mouth and its body, and so you see Luster goes and like munches up the first one, swallows it whole. Starts with a second one, starts to try to put a third one into his mouth.
We're all trying to eat the fish, Luster. Go to
Korga,
Leo and get some pocket chicken.
yeah, Korga also goes in and he has a bucket. And he starts kind of picking them all up as well. And he's like, I'm gonna get started on these right away. I'll let you know when they're finished.
Fantastic, thank you.
Rosalind, were you watching this display or were you still setting up your shrine?
Rosalind was like, she could keep an eye on it. She's kind of like, I thought Maeve was gonna help me put this together. Whatever. As she keeps putting
you
it
kept
together.
saying you.
Oh, you said you wanted to help.
Yes, I was going.
Okay, well, before the moonbeam thing happens, as you're over there kind of trying to assemble it, the little dwarf boy and girl kind of come up to you, and the boy's like, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm building a shrine.
How come?
A look comes across her face as if she wishes she knew. Not really sure, if I'm honest with you, because I think it's the right thing to do.
Who's it a shrine for? The girl asks.
It's for Avandra, Changebringer.
They both have puzzled looks on their face. Who's that?
She is, well, Lady of the Path. She talks about making your own path, following your own beliefs.
She built this road?
No, she did not build the road to my knowledge. Maybe she did. I'm not from around here, but she tends to favor those who travel, favor those who help others. And I think a spot that's kind of out in the middle and where people might need help is a good place to set up a shrine for her.
Little girl goes, where are you from?
I'm from a place very, very far away from here. If you walked for the rest of your life, you wouldn't get there.
So like the Menagerie Coast?
She nods. A little bit further than the Menagerie Coast, but yeah.
Oh, it's for... either it must be across the ocean somewhere.
She's like, I don't know either.
Is that your shield? The boy points at it.
Oh yeah, her shield is a small iron shield that is has 3 symbols carved into it. 2 small ones on either of the top corners, for Timora and for Mashaba, and then 1 in the center of Avandra's symbol.
I pick it up.
She glances over. I don't know. Can you?
Runs over to it. He kind of like lifts it off the ground a little bit, then it falls back down. And the girl's like, I want to try. You can't pick it up. I'm stronger than you are. And sure enough, she can't even, unfortunately, get it lifted off the ground. And right at about that time, you see a moonbeam strike down into the river. And they both go, whoa! And then run off over in that direction.
Ra's like, she glances down at the shield and is like, no, that was not you. And then she goes back to setting up her shrine.
Maybe we'll go help you once the fish business is done, and
Yeah.
we'll apologize. I'm
It's fine.
sorry, Leaf wanted to teach me how to fish.
That's a useful thing to... Was that what the moonbeam was for?
Yes.
That's... you know what? We don't really have lakes or anything to fish in where I come from, but I'm pretty sure that's not how you do it.
Not sure either. Pellet Grove doesn't exactly have big bodies of water either. But I learned some fishing when I was on a boat in the Menagerie Coast with some people I hitched a ride with, and I remember a pole and string and drinking. There was a lot of drinking involved.
She shows as it's kind of finished up. It's a 3-foot tall wooden
I
shrine.
actually, as you're putting it together, and since Maeve is there to help you a little bit, I'll give you
Help you.
advantage. But tell me what role you would like to use to assemble this.
Yeah.
Light of hand. No.
Sleight of hand.
Well, that's not my worst role, actually. I don't know. Athletics?
Sure.
All right.
We're in 3.5 when shipwright was a skill.
I'm glad Maeve was there then, because that's a 21 instead of a 8.
Okay, yeah,
You're
you're
welcome.
able to set it up and put it together, and pretty proud of your work. I mean, it was
It is
mostly
a-
just like a, paint by number assembly sort of job,
Yeah.
but yeah, it looks good.
For Roz, she'll take it. It's about a 3-foot tall wooden shrine with 2 small doors on the front, and when you open it up, there's just a set of shelves. And she stocks it with 7 water skins, a month's supply of rations, and a assortment of like medicines and healing things. And there's no symbol on it, but there is a message carved on it that says, take what you need, leave what you can. And she closes it and nods.
Looks lovely.
Well, yeah, the message is what's important. So
Mhm.
much like with the goddess herself, I suppose, it's not really about how nice the shrine looks, just the function it serves.
Zana approaches while you guys are having this conversation as well.
Oh.
She kind of
Welcome to
opens the
this-
door and takes a look at some of the stuff you put in there. Some of this stuff's going to go bad if no one uses it long enough.
Well, I guess I could date it, what day it went in, so people know not to use it if it's old.
I mean, most people would probably be able to tell, but
That's fair. That's possible. Maybe it'll never get used, but on the other hand, maybe 2 hours after we leave, someone will show up in desperate need of it, and then they'll have it.
I think either way, it's here.
it strike me as the pious type.
She gives a look. I'm not. Her symbol's not on it. It's not for her. It's for her message. I like her message.
She puts a few gold inside on one of the shelves. I'm sure dear old dad would agree. Starts to walk back towards the camp.
Ooh. Roz,
It didn't come
Roz-
across as like
no.
malicious in any way, but
No, and I'm not like Roz isn't mad. She's conflicted at that, at thinking about like if her dad would like this, she's not sure she does.
Listen, Roz.
Yeah.
You don't do this for the family.
No.
Right?
No, definitely not.
So,
My dad would lose his mind, I'm pretty sure, if he saw this.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It's between you and Timora.
To be clear, Andrin would be very proud of you.
Yeah, probably. She looks you. Avandra.
Avandra, sorry, I got the names mixed
Yeah,
up.
it's fine.
Pretend she said Avandra.
Okay,
Sorry. It's between you and Avandra. That's all it really matters. I don't get to judge it. Zana doesn't get to judge it. Light doesn't get to judge it. Neither does your father. It's just between you and Avandra, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Well, now it's between Avandra and whoever happens to need something out of it. I did my part.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets back up to her feet and dusts herself off before heading over to the campfire with Maeve.
Now, that's not nice. That's not what I meant.
So, everyone sits around the campfire. You exchange some stories with Korga and his kids, and have a really, really good fish dinner, essentially for the night, as he cooks them over the campfire. And we'll say that as a benefit for that, for the next 2 days, everyone gets an additional 10 temporary hit points when you wake up in the morning.
Ooh.
So for the next 2 days, 10 temporary hit points. So as nightfall comes and you begin to bed down, would you like to set up watch for the night?
Yeah, we
probably should tonight, yeah.
All right. Who is going to be on watch?
Roz can take first watch. How about her?
Pick either the second or third. It doesn't matter to me.
Zana will stay up with you, then Roz.
All right.
Leo takes
Wait,
second.
can I do it with Roz so we can practice again?
Who's going to pay attention and actually watch then?
Well, we'll do it like while everyone's getting ready. and
Well,
then
Hermia,
I
we
guess
could say
we'll watch.
we can do our practice before we go to bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Okay.
So I'm going to take watch with Zana, but I'll do a different time.
You want to take watch with Zana, you said, Maeve?
Yeah, but if she doesn't want to, I'm not going to force her to.
Yeah, she goes, I mean, that's fine. It just doesn't seem like anybody wants to stay up with Roz.
No, I was just spacing out for a minute. Sorry.
All right, so Hermia goes with Roz. Zana's like, no,
Right.
by all means. But if we all wake up dead in the morning because no one was paying attention because you had another fight with your sword, well, that's not on me.
You're just jealous that your sword doesn't talk to you.
I don't use a sword.
Well, then you're just uncultured. I'm sorry.
She
What's wrong with a bow and arrow?
she holds up her firearms. Trust me, it takes plenty of culture to keep these maintained.
Sure.
Who would like to stay up with Leo?
Going to be either Leaf or...
I assume
Liz.
Kieran, right?
And so I'm like, nobody?
Okay.
I'm raising my hand.
Oh, sorry, you were raising your
Oh.
hand.
No, go ahead. I don't care. Whoever wants to
All
go.
right,
right.
Kieran
It's
it
you.
is. Kieran it is.
Oh, it's me.
All right, so Hermia and Rosalind, as people are getting ready for bed and kind of packing up, you practice. You also hear at one point as Korga is putting the kids to bed, but they're using their swords. Can't we watch a little bit longer? And before he shuffles them across the way and into their tents for the night.
All right. I feel like, and I'm not sure, you can tell me, I feel like True Fate tries just a little bit harder now that Rosalind has a named sword.
Do you feel like you're trying a little bit harder to impress him?
She definitely is trying a little bit harder.
All right. Make a charisma check.
Ooh. That is one I'm good at. Just straight charisma?
Yep.
16.
Okay. A few times during your sparring, when Hermia brings it down, it seems like there's extra force behind it. You're not sure if that's Hermia or what, but a couple of those times as your blades connect, the sparks that fly seem to have, and it's kind of hard to tell, with it being dusk, but a few times as those sparks fly, there seems to be a dark, almost like shadowy energy that's given off from it. That a few times makes you a little worried, like, if this was a regular sword, it probably would have cracked or shattered.
Yeah. She nods. But as she's kind of taken Hermia through our usual routines and is trying to throw some new things in, just some stuff to try and catch her off guard, she's genuinely impressed. She's like, Hermia, you're getting a lot better at this.
Yeah.
Do you not think so?
I can
Really?
never tell. I don't know. Maybe it's like, how when you're judging yourself, like you're harsher in judgment than if someone else did, is judging you.
Rosalind looks at you and goes, yes, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Hermia, I promise you, I am your harshest judge.
Yeah, and how am I doing?
Fine.
See, that's what I thought.
Did he
Better
used to
than
say fine?
before.
Okay. That's better, I guess. It's something.
Well, I mean, take it from me as someone who has trained people in swordplay before. Yeah, you're getting a lot better.
Well, thanks.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she takes her through this one a little bit more standard of a lesson. She does have an idea in mind for eventually where Hermia is going to have to face two people at the same time, but
Nice.
not tonight since people are sleeping.
All right. So as you wrap up and everyone else lays down, go ahead, both of you, give me perception checks.
Now we're back to rolls I'm bad at.
Perception?
Yep.
I rolled a 1.
Oh my god.
No!
Nice.
Those kids are dying.
I'll spend an inspo. All right.
It's a 19 for me.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's hear it because
Wait, hold on. Maybe that wasn't it. Hold on. I don't trust myself. Hold on. That seems not right.
I got an
Let me just
11 on my
double
second
check.
go, so.
Well, but at least it's double
I
digits.
mean, it's
Okay.
11 plus 0, so.
Okay, it is a 19.
Okay,
just
so
wanted to
11 and a
double-check.
19.
After 15,
Your
it's
watch
terrible.
seems to pass relatively uneventfully. There is a moment where Hermia, you think that you hear some howling off in the distance somewhere, and when you ask Roz, she didn't hear anything and seems to be just like playing with like some rocks or something in the dirt. Seems
She tells you
super
it's a
Oh.
werewolf. She tells you it's a werewolf. She's sure of it.
Yeah? What do
Yeah,
you
but
think?
I've been wrong before.
What do you think? I'm asking my sword. Do you think it's a werewolf? Did you hear it? Do you have ears?
Yes, I heard it. I can hear everything you hear, and no, it's not a werewolf.
Okay.
Might be a dire wolf, though.
What?
Dire wolves I can handle. I have for sure killed a dire wolf before.
You have?
Yeah, werewolf is now, as it turns out, in question. I'm not as certain about that as I once was.
Oh, okay.
But the rest of your watch passes uneventfully, and eventually you wake Leo and Kieran up. And Leaf also wakes up.
Nice. Go over and nudge Kieran awake and go to lay down.
Careful, there's a werewolf or a dire wolf out there.
There's a wolf?
I mean, I heard howling.
I mean, we're
I mean,
in the woods.
We're out in the
like,
middle of
that's-
nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could just be a wolf, which is probably normal.
A normal
Hmm.
wolf.
Just a walking around wolf.
Just
Oh,
walking
Just
okay.
around.
walking around.
Much
wolf.
better than walking around demons. I love how that has just lived on in infamy.
I need to edit that video.
Yep. So, yeah, walking around demons is one of the shorts we're going to be doing soon.
Yes.
So, Kieran, Leo, you have a few hours to yourself. If there's any chatting you want to do. If not, roll your perception whenever you're ready.
Before I start talking to Kieran, can I tell that she's, or Gliss is the love child of?
Yeah, it was
Roz and
pretty
Maeve?
Yeah, it was
clear to
not-
anybody that looks at her. This is like a Maeve Rosalind mix. Are you still in that form even now, Kieran?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, tell me, Kieran, where did you get your inspiration for this form?
I will also say too, Leo, that as you guys kind of sit there and you notice that Kieran's kind of like, rubbing some sleep, or Gliss is rubbing some sleep out of her eyes, that one of the eyes is kind of like turning an odd way and kind of twitching, but Kieran doesn't seem to notice.
Oh.
Sorry, what was the question?
Where did you get your inspiration for this form? I know Zana turns into her significant others. Is this one of your significant others, or?
Oh, that's a good one. No, I just I guess I just wanted to be more like Maven Ross, and this is what I could come up with. I know, it's not the best.
Well, nothing to that. It just looks like you have a stroke every so often. Not a big deal.
Oh, is it that bad?
No.
Your eye's kind of doing a weird thing right now.
Okay, I put my mask back on.
No, not like
You
that.
can
Like,
still see her eye through the mask.
Aww.
I'm not
A
saying it's a
little
bad
bit.
thing. I don't want others, like, not us in the group, but like if we interact with other people, I don't want them to think we're harboring a mentally ill person or something like that, or someone who needs a doctor.
My God.
All sorts of people have mental illness. That's not necessarily a bad thing, you know?
No, it's not. I just don't want them to look bad on us, like we're neglecting you.
So if someone had mental illness, it would look bad on you?
Oh God.
No.
You are digging
I mean-
yourself a hole, Leo.
Leaf goes, Leo, this is not very woke of you.
No. Because it's been construed badly. What I'm saying is I want the best for you and the group. I don't want other people judging you. Because I'm gonna kill them if they do.
There we
He's
go.
not going back to
I-
jail.
I appreciate it, Leo. You know, I don't want people to judge me either, but I think they're going to anyway, right?
True.
That's
to a
so
certain
weird. I
degree.
think that's the most mature thing I've ever said.
Yeah, for a 16-year-old.
How do you know that?
Your mannerisms
So it's obvious.
from the get-go.
Not bad. I guess I guess anyone kind of think they're the shit when, you know, they're kind of in a rundown town and kind of, or they think they're the best around.
I think
But I'm
that
learning
best
that
friend
now.
Kieran is the best around.
Thanks, Leaf. You're always the best
I'm
no
sorry.
matter where you are.
Best friend Gliss.
Very well.
Whichever works. But actually, Leo, normally, I would never admit it. I wouldn't even say any of these things that I'm saying now, but clearly, I need to brush up on a few things. And I was hoping that maybe, I don't know, you having all the experience that you do, I think I could use some of that.
I mean, experience in, like, what? Like, lock picking, putting the pointy end of a
Anything.
dagger in the soft bits of people.
Anything, really. I suppose, I think the first thing I would really like to know more about is, yeah, I guess how you're kind of sneaky and just, I don't know, just useful.
Yes, Leo can educate us in being deceptive.
I mean, like, with Leaf in particular, like, I asked him to be the spider when we were looking at those jars of silk back in Odessalo. Things like that could help, but I know you can't turn into a spider, obviously.
No, not really. I could try. It'd be very scary. Could I try?
Wait,
Leo?
can you do? Like,
yeah,
I'd be intrigued. It's like,
you
what?
can sure try. Roll. Oh my gosh. Just
Roll
give
changeling.
This is
Give
revenge
me-
for Sticky.
Give me just a general charisma. Oh, you think that now? Give me a general charisma check.
Okay. 22.
Okay. Are you trying to go scary?
Like spider person scary, yeah.
Okay. So you watch as the silver hair fades away and kind of retracts back up into Kieran's head. The pale skin pretty much sort of stays the same, and the eyes widen and go black. You see Kieran in her normal changeling form for just a second before those same black eyes begin to shrink a bit, but as they do, they also begin to spread apart out of the eye, and so there's multiple little black eyes that start to dot around their face. On their skin, as it begins to fade to sort of this black sort of chitinous type material, little hairs begin to spring up out of their arms as well, and their mouth splits and widens to the ears with tiny little rows of teeth beginning to push down from them. It's actually pretty decent, but also terrifying looking. And you're only able to hold that for about 10 seconds before it all falls apart and you transform back into Kieran.
Oh, did you see that? How did I do?
That was impressive. But
Leo is engaging in deception. That was terrifying.
Well, that's good, right? Pretty scary, I can be.
I mean, if you want to intimidate people, yeah, that's something I would pull out of my pocket if I could.
I mean, I don't know, well, actually, what did you do before exactly, Leo?
I ran a gang for the most part. I tried to steer them into like just petty crimes, mostly like drug trafficking, kind of like what we busted up in Odessalo.
Okay.
And basically just had to be kind of sneaky when you're doing that kind of stuff, trying not to get the guards involved, that kind of stuff.
Didn't you do something else too?
My gang kind of tried to, or they were under my nose, enslaving people. Kind of the reason I left.
What was the name of your gang?
Was it the Grudge Hound?
It is the Grudge Hounds.
The Grudge Hounds.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you're out of it.
Depends on if they find me or not. If I'm out or not. Because usually you don't leave alive.
Oh.
Kind of the reason why I'm kind of afraid for Helena, because, yeah.
And she was, I remember Robbie because I did meet her, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you all
Is
met
she younger?
Melissa.
Same age?
She's younger than Leo, but she's a wood elf as well, so she's quite a bit older.
Okay. So you're the big brother, huh?
Yep. And Triv is kind of like another pseudo sister who came into our family, so.
You think Triv could teach me? She's so cool. I mean, you're cool too, Leo, but I mean, she was kind of awesome.
Let's see how awesome she is. She potentially got caught, so she's not as good as me. And I kind of smile.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
So for the remainder of your watch, Leo attempts to start giving you some tips to how to sneak around and be better at hiding and remain out of sight. And eventually you wake up Maeve and Zana. And
Do
they
our
have
perception
Can I
check.
do the face on Zana?
make another charisma check.
That's even better. 25.
Yeah, so you basically sort of pop into that. Maeve, I'll say that you see it as well. Zana doesn't
what
seem
is-
to blink, though.
Well, what is it I'm seeing? I'm sorry.
She takes on the spider form again for like 5 seconds this time. Zana looks unimpressed. I saw it earlier when you were messing around.
You can't just humor me? Nothing?
Go to sleep.
You gave me half a heart attack. Goodness. Be careful. Luster may try to eat you if you do that for him.
Just
And then I
Luster-
do it again. Not if I eat him first. I just like tease Luster.
Luster is still sleeping. Like, you look over where Maeve was laying down, and he's like on
Oh,
his
shit.
back, arms and like tail and wing just like splayed out, like belly up, just like snoring.
Full belly of fish,
Yeah.
just like
Full
happy.
full belly of fish.
We just had a raid from -2 charisma over here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Big-
Welcome in.
Big fans of -2 charisma.
Indeed. We're currently on an overnight watch.
Maeve, was there anything you wanted to try and talk to Zana about?
Yeah. Well, while she's kind of going through the book, she's gonna look up at Zana. I had a question, if you don't mind stating a little curiosity.
About the book?
No, about you.
Sure.
I guess I'm just wondering because, well, given kind of how things were before and none of our group really knew what to expect from you, I was rather surprised, I suppose, that you wanted to continue to... Well, no. She shakes her head. That's not how I want to ask this. When you were first called by the Oracle, what convinced you to stay? Not everybody does, from what I understand.
When it first called me into that cave at the festival?
Yeah, or any other time after that.
Well, at the start, all I heard was a voice telling me to run that way for freedom, to escape. Obviously, it was just as surprised as all of you that a giant portal opened and we had to fight off whatever those things were. But it also gave me time to realize that there was a ruined entrance into the sewer system of Rexentrim, so I was able to escape. Other than that, I haven't been trying to follow it or not. I went to buy Satile because I had a job there. Nothing more. You all followed me because Zenithal told you to, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went with you to Eurosa because he instructed me to. I'm here now because he said I should continue to travel with you and that he had nothing else for me at the moment. Make an insight check, Maeve.
I get advantage on
Sussy chicken.
that. Sussy chicken. I think I only got
Why do
plus
you just get
3.
advantage on everything?
It's not on everything. It's just insight and investigation
Well,
rolls.
those are important rolls.
That's why I didn't train in them. I was like, I'm going to double train in perception because I get advantage
You
on the
didn't
other
even
two.
train in that?
No.
Oh my
Actually,
gosh.
to be fair, I'm not sure if I can, to be fair. Investigation, I might be able to. I don't think I can train in insight. Unless I picked a different background. Oh, well, that's good because one was a 2 and the other was a 19, so 22.
you can tell that she's holding something back.
Okay.
Not sure what exactly,
Yeah.
or for what reason, but she is still guarded.
Okay. Well, she may not know exactly what she's hiding, but what the part that did kind of, what Maeve gonna probe a little bit deeper. Are you, the Oracle allows us to leave this at any time. Is that, I know how Zenithal has been towards you, and it'd be awful if you were forced into do this when you don't have to be.
He's my employer.
Mhm.
Because of him, I have the capabilities and the opportunities to do what I do. No one forces me to do it.
I'm glad.
You sure this is something that anyone can just walk away from?
I don't know. My sister seemed to.
She pauses for me. And that's worked out for her?
I don't know. I've only heard from her once, and she said I should leave too. But, well, our history's a little complicated, so I suppose that made me more stubborn than ever to continue on this path.
Even though you have a family back home that loves you.
She kind of looks at her curiously at that. But why do you say that?
Is it untrue?
No, but my sister left first. And part of this is so that I can reunite her with my family. The reason I left, she heard the call of the Oracle. There's a pilgrimage that all of us take below the Pala Grove when there's no set age. It's when our families believe we are of a set age. I did it much younger than expected, but she did it first. And she kept speaking of a prime progenitor, so to speak. Made my family thoroughly unhappy. And especially because, I haven't exactly told this to the group yet, but my father is a clan leader, and my sister was meant to inherit. But given that, she left, and I was supposed to be in charge. But once I received...
understand now.
What do you mean?
You ran away.
I received the same vision of the Oracle. And if that's why my sister left, I figured this was a way for me to find her as well. And then I'm caught up in this. Something much bigger than my family.
Kind of stares at you long and hard for a while. And just starts to sort of stoke the fire a bit more. There's a lot of similarities between most of you that I don't quite understand.
Like
But
what?
it could be that I just grew up in a different situation. You say that you're searching for your sister, but she left of her accord.
Mm-hmm.
If she wanted to be home, she would. Hermie is looking for her brother, that she's not sure if he's even alive or not, leaving behind a family that she says hates her, but I've seen. Even Roz, though she's not here by choice, she left her family to go and adventure as well.
You didn't have such a choice. Is that right? I can see why it'd be hard to understand why we're doing what we're doing. I don't know if there's anything I can say to explain it to you.
There isn't. But there's a saying that might be appropriate one day.
What's
You
that?
never know what you have until it's gone.
That is true. Do you feel that way about anything?
Plenty.
Other people?
Yes. I'm going to take a moment to walk the perimeter. Stands up and grabs her gun and walks off into the shadows.
She'll nod.
But the rest of your watch passes by uneventfully, and the next morning you bid farewell to Korga and his family as they head back towards Druvenlode. He even has prepared for you the next day some breakfast and lunch. You're not sure how long it's going to keep. It is raw fish. He basically made you sushi, essentially, for the road. So, something to at least snack on for the duration. But as you continue heading south towards Zadash, the sky does start to get a bit overcast. But once again, travel is uninterrupted throughout the day, albeit maybe a bit awkward in some cases with some people, as Zana seems a bit closed off today. But eventually you end up having to bed down for night, finding a decent clearing. At this point, you're basically in sort of all plains at this point. So it's not really a matter of finding places to sort of hide behind and stuff like that, but stay vigilant on your watch. And as you are preparing just before dusk, Leo and Maeve, since you have the highest passive perception, you actually notice a group coming towards you. You see about 4 horses off in the distance. Their riders, all female. And as they begin to get closer, Maeve, you in particular recognize their armor and their vestiges almost immediately, as they are of the Pallid Grove.
What?
You see 4 pallid elves riding towards you. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
What? You can't end like that.